Razor B on this track.
Yeah.
Baby mama terrorist. BMT.
It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. Riding around, try to play the Romans, innocent with an evil soul. In public, wearing fake hellos, behind closed doors, she rock them horns. I moved on, she wanna teach me a lesson. Can't see my kids, man, I'm stressing. Couldn't see my son to give me his present. She got married to teach me a lesson. Telling people she did nothing wrong, knowing that well since I moved on. Thought that money would keep me home. Hell no, bitch, I'm gone. I don't know what you lost your mind. Try to say my name, but I know your kind. Saying I'm a deadbeat, bitch, you lying. Fighting in court, man, I'm trying to be a father to my kids. She focus on the wrong shit, worrying about another being instead of us co-parenting. Put my kids in grown folks' business, telling them lies, bitch, you wicked. Split personality, oh yeah, you twisted. Never thought I'd go through this. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
All stand, please. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. This honorable court now stands adjourned, sine die. God save the state and this honorable court.
Yeah. You may be seated, motherfuckers. What's going on, everybody, man? Shout out to the Baby Mama Terrace Bounty Hunters. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer. We're going to have a good dialogue today, but before we get to the dialogue, did y'all watch Ramil video, man? His live, man. They was going in, man. Him and Taz, man. I don't know what the fuck going on, man. But you know, hey, man. All I can say is, shit. What my man say from paternity court?
Truth is what it is.
It is what it is, fam. You know, it's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. But I had talked to Ramil in the background. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna holler at him later, man. You know. But I do want to give a shout out to Star, because Star shared it on his community, and some of his people came over to the page. You know, a lot of them say it was good. Yeah, some like, oh, it's garbage and all that, which I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? The video is not for everybody. The song is not for everybody. You know what I mean? It's entertainment, funny, and it's also some real shit at the same time. And exactly what we talk about when we do our lives and shit. So yeah, shout out to Star for that, and I appreciate it. So, you know, just like Minister Jap, he shared his shit as well. You know, shout out to Jap. You know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, I hope y'all having a good day on this Sunday afternoon. It might be early for other people that's in the West Coast, but you know, out here, you know, about I think it's 85 degrees. I ain't been outside yet. You know me, just getting off this couch. Take me a long time, but we're gonna definitely have a good dialogue. The title means what it says, and it says what it means. This shit is real out here. And again, I'm gonna tell y'all again, you just don't know who's been through this situation unless you had this conversation. You'll be surprised or who had to deal with the bullshit when it comes to family court, the gender bias system, when it comes to a baby mama terrorist, when it comes to a manipulated ass kid / adult, when it comes to trying to set you up for failure, trying to fuck up your livelihood, dismantle your foundation, stain your name. You the bad guy. You the deadbeat. You the piece of shit. You don't want to be a father. Oh, you on child support. You must have did something. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, pants zip and everything else. Your mama black. You already know what I'm talking about. And like I say, when you ask that question, you'll be surprised at who tell you Yeah, I've been through it. Yeah, I'm going through it. Yeah, I just got off child support. You just don't know what you ask. That's why you got to ask these questions, because a lot of y'all really believe that you're by yourselves and it's just you. Nah, that's not the case. There's a lot of people out here that's going through this bullshit. A lot of men of all colors. You know what I mean? So when it comes to Green Gorilla, when I first got on here, a lot of people tell me who to watch, who to check out, and he was one of the names. I checked out his lives, checked out his videos, and I respected the man off top. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I believe whoever Minister Jap told me about Green Gorilla and a couple others, and he's one of the scholars. You know what I'm saying? One of the PhD brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Husan, you know, BGS, you know, Dr. Thunder. You know what I'm saying? All in that realm. You know what I'm saying? When it comes with the facts, when it comes to statistics, when it comes to the truth, when it comes to the black community, and even outside the community. You know what I'm saying? And they go as well to uplift black men and to tell the truth and to change the mindset, just like I do. Now, me being a dumb nigga off Cottage Grove, I'm able to do the same thing with the stats and stuff like that. But it's always somebody that's smarter than you, and there's always somebody that's better than you. So what I decided to do is talk to somebody that's smarter than me, that is better than me, so I can hopefully get up to his level. And you already know sky's the limit, and ain't no limits. So I want to keep going up. So I had to reach out to Green Gorilla. And also shout out to my boy Jeg, because I told y'all last week or 2 weeks ago, he mentioned my name. And Jeg sent me the link. I said, let me see what's going on. He was talking to Hassan, and he was talking to BGS, and he mentioned about, you know, even he had to deal with what you call a baby mama terrorist. And all of them knew who I was. Like a little smirk head ass shit. I'm like, yeah, this shit's real, but it's real. You just never know. And that's when he actually reached out to me, but I was already trying to reach out to him. And you know how you email people, man. If you big and you got a lot of followers, it's take a long time to even get down to all the emails. So that's just what it is. That's why sometimes it's better to just do it once a week till they finally see it up top. That's why it takes a long time for me to come back with a response with a lot of you. So it's not on purpose. I understand that. So, and we had a good dialogue, good talk. I've been on this show twice, I believe. I was on the show once scheduled, but I believe I had jumped on. Yeah, I did. I jumped on before we did something together. And I said, man, please come on my show and let's talk about it. He said, not a problem. Let me know. He said he been watching me behind the scenes, and I appreciate that. And again, just like y'all told me, you just don't know who's watching. You just don't know. So before I bring the brother up, I want to see who's up in here. Give my shout out to people in the comments, and we'll definitely go from there. Let's see who we got up in here. We got Hologram, and he already come with the $5 donation. Appreciate you, my brother. When a woman manipulates the child to her dad, translation, the baby mama terrorist attack, lock up. Yeah, 100% facts, brother. That's some real shit. We got Ricky Manor up in here. Shout out to Ricky Manor. Please subscribe to him. You know, he definitely controversial. You know what I mean? But he's into that politics when it comes to these low like that's Democrats. When it comes to you know, Jim Crow Joe. When it comes to the flag and the Confederate flag, but you gonna agree with something that he says. Mark my words. Shout out to Ricky Manor. Please subscribe to that brother. Welcome Ricky Manor up in the building, man. He also say listen to Green Gorilla where he working on his truck. So see, you just never know who's listening to who. I want to give a shout out to Ricardo Cray as well, man. Always supporting everything. But we got Ricardo Cray up in the building. We got Yoga from ATL who goes to the DR and then go back to the ATL. Shout out to Yoga. We got Space Kitchen Podcast. We got Mr. O from Inglewood, Chicago, that is, not Cali. We got Matthew White up in here. We got Pan-African black man going their own way. We got Warhammer, the man who's living a frigid lifestyle. And I want to give a shout out to him for the 99-cent super sticker. Appreciate you, my brother. And y'all know this is going to be a good dialogue, so y'all definitely got to donate today if you ain't never did. Make it your first time. Hey, you see it right there. $ Mr. Palmer, D4S. D4S stands for do for self. And to let y'all know, you can also do the super sticker. Beggars can't be choosy. Deadbeats can't be choosy at all. Appreciate you. We got Monty up in here. We got East Stigers. We got Pete Way Boy. We got Lil Fred. We got Dexter up in here. We got Big C. We got who else we got here? We got Southeast Dago. We got OG. We got What's New up in here. I love that hat, King. Where can I get one? Cash at me $40. Or you can cash at me $40. And I can have it sit within the next 3 days. That's the $ right here, Mr. Palmer D4S. And you'll have like 3, maybe 4 days. You'll have it shipped. I got that on deck. Who else? We got my boy Lil Big Nate up in here. What's up, Lil Big Nate? Shout out to Lil Big Nate. Man, he doing the Lord's work. I was on his platform 2 weeks straight, a couple weeks ago, man. He definitely doing the Lord's work. Him and Sir Tice, man. Shout out to Big Nate. Please follow him. Please subscribe. You ain't already subscribed to him because he comes to real shit. He's about the politics. And also he dealt with being divorced and the baby mama terrorists and child support, but he actually got custody. That's why he'll be on my show soon to talk about his situation. I told y'all, you just don't know what a man go through unless you have a real discussion. That's what we got to start doing, bringing that awareness out. Shout out to Lil Big Nate. We also got Joey 85s SS 499 donation. Wish me luck tomorrow. Going for full custody. I'll let you know if I win prayer. Yeah, shout out to you, my brother. Appreciate you. And everybody throw up the ones for support for this brother for tomorrow. He's going for full custody. So we're going to pray for him. Shout out to Joey and everybody put in the one for this brother. Definitely. Shout out to my brother. Yes, sir. We got Royce J up in the building. What's going on, bro? Who else we got? We got Gail Lockett, the lovely Gail Lockett, the district attorney. Appreciate you, my sister, because I always need your help. We got American Negro. We got my cousin, Danny Dillard, man. Want to give a shout out to my cousin. He got full custody of his son, full custody. And he going to be on here soon. He's my cousin. We blood from Chicago as well. He ain't have to run for child support. He just had to fight with the state because they tried to give it to the ward of the state versus giving it to him. And he going to tell his story on how he had to go through tooth and nail to get cussed for some shit that he didn't even cause. You can't make this shit up. Shout out to my cousin DJ, but y'all call him Monroe Banks. Yes, sir. Also, we got young Grump up in here. We got Reggie. We got T. Caldwell up in here. We got Love by a Few, Hated by Many. We got E. Taylor. We got Ian Williams. Everybody throwing up the ones. I appreciate it. We got Rodney Mahone. Shout out to Rodney Mahone. I ain't gonna tell y'all who he is, but he's a person that he told his story for the world on social media to see. Y'all know about that another time. That's a good brother right there. Shout out to him. He talked behind the scenes and he's doing the Lord's work, living his life to the fullest. Kept his veins cold. Also, we got Nice up in here. We got Ashley Odell. Shout out to Ashley Odell for the $10 super sticker. Appreciate you, my sister, to the fullest. Yep, appreciate you. We got LH Love, Grand Rising, my sister. Shout out to you too. Yeah, most definitely. But you know what? Yeah, Gail, I'm using this. I'm back using the old Cash App for now. I'm gonna get another one. I'll tell you behind the scenes why I took out the BGN 27. A few of y'all would know, but I'll tell y'all. You know, so I'll let you know behind the scenes, Gail. But yeah, we're using the Mr. Palmer D4S. And I want to give a shout out to Angela C, my sister. Shout out to you. And without further ado, I'm honored to have this brother on here. So without further ado, we got to give a shout out and y'all show y'all love by throwing up the ones to my brother, Green fucking Gorilla. Yeah. What's going on?
What's happening, bro? How you doing?
Hell yeah, I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Doing well and swell.
I know that's right. That's right. Oh, and let me give a shout out to the rest of y'all, the ones who didn't comment. We got 76 up in here. I appreciate y'all tuning in as well. If y'all first time, please subscribe. If y'all not, if y'all always come here, please hit the like button. You know how I get down. We got 76 up in here. We got 71 likes. I love it. But let's try to max it out. Make it even. You know what I mean? And please share it if you can. Just press up a button. Share that shit. What's going on, my brother?
What's happening with you? What's good?
Hey, you know me, man. Just, getting off this couch, man, trying to get a love seat. If I can afford, want to get a bed, I'm just trying to get it in, hustle and grind. But I still want to just tell the truth and spread this awareness, though.
Okay, you gotta spread the awareness, man. You gotta speak your mind.
Yes, 100.
Black men been silent for too long.
Man, brother, and that's all I'm talking about. People be
And now,
talking.
and
Go
now
ahead,
when
bro.
you start speaking, certain brothers get mad, certain sisters get mad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, you're just gonna have to grin and bear that because we've been silent for so long. Anytime we say anything, it's like screeching there. This, you're gonna get this work. That's what I call it. You're
No,
gonna get
yes,
that
sir.
work. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're gonna get this work.
Definitely gotta get this work. Oh, my man.
Yeah, you're gonna get that work.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I know a lot of people know who you are, but just in case we got some new people in here, please let them know who you are and let them know your background, if you don't mind.
Yeah, man. Look, of course I'm anonymous, but I got a channel, G with a PhD, with a channel's called Green Gorilla. But I'll go by the name of G with a PhD. The Green Gorilla channel was a place where black men, they can express themselves freely, straight up with no chasers, and we talk about issues and problems related to black men in the culture in which we live. That's that's it in a nutshell. But I have a doctoral degree in philosophy. Also, I do work, justice related work, for men and especially black men. So, and this issue though is one that, as you say over and over again, it applies to all men, especially in this culture.
Right.
So, but the problem is that since we have such a high rate of non-marital relationships and children that are produced from them, our situation is like even more, dire. You know what I'm saying? It's more exacerbated by, the relationship that we have with the women that we get into and how they use the system. And so, but it's something that happens to all men. So it's good that you, man, look, don't never say that, you're not smart or you ain't as smart as me or, you ain't as good as me. I don't want to hear that, man, no more, man.
Hey, bro.
That's something I don't want to hear no more. But
Hey, I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Hey, I tell a brother, it was Brother Truth, matter of fact. I'm only saying the stuff that I was told. And like I tell people, I own up to everything you say. I'm a dumb nigga, all kinds of girl. If I sleep on the couch, I run the child, but everything you say, I own up to it. Now, I want you to own up to the bullshit you've been causing, being the baby mama tears that you are. So since I'm able to, take it and strive and say it is what it is, yeah, I'm all that. Why don't y'all do the same? Because they never want to show no type of accountability.
Oh, see? No. See, that's the issue though.
Yeah.
So, black men or men in general, just get this bad rap. So it all starts with abuse. That's where all of this starts. You know what I'm saying? So, the excuse for these women who leave these, relationships with us is that we're abusive. And so they had to take the children away from us because they were better off without us. Right. So it all starts with some sort of, it wasn't able to work out. And 9 times out of 10, it's all basically boiled down to abuse, and so what I like to do is, give people information about abuse in general so that when people make the claim like, okay, well, the reason that these women are by themselves is because all these men are deadbeats. They don't want to participate in the lives of the children, or, they got side chicks, or maybe perhaps, they just don't want to be around and live up to the responsibility associated with being a father. So they dip out. Half the time, I would even say even greater than half the time, these women just, they don't know how to stick it out in relationships. Because any sign of trouble, if there's a conflict, rather than, trying to find a way to actually remedy the conflict, they'll just bail out and move on, and then, they feel like, okay, these kids are my kids. So they take the kids with them, and then they hit up the child support because they feel like they're entitled to it. I mean, because that's just the prevailing attitude that women have in the country in which we live, in the Western world in general. It's like, okay, this is your baby. It's it's your responsibility financially, but it ain't your responsibility when it comes day to day or being able to have direction over the child's activities and, their lifestyle or the choices and decisions they make. So you good enough to pay because you the daddy, but you ain't good enough to actually participate substantively in the life of the kid. And so that's what, men are having an issue with. Like, wait a minute. You acting like this kid is just yours. Like you laid down and through immaculate conception, a baby just popped into your womb and that's your kid. No, you know how it happened. It happened through an act of copulation, sex.
Right.
Right. I know, R. Kelly ain't got much credit right now, but it happens from bump and grind. The greatest you, the greatest me. Love child is born, and next thing you know, we got to deal with it. But like right now, I just feel, and the evidence demonstrates that a lot of the women that we get into these relationships with, they have an obligation to being a mother before they, do to being a wife or to being a good partner with the person who they actually had the kid with. So all this interchangeable daddies and stepdaddies and, boyfriends and stuff like that is creating, bad circumstances for our kids, man. But
I'm glad you said that. You said that. I gotta ask you a question. What's your thoughts when people tell you, or when you hear, they might necessarily don't tell you, but when you hear, oh well, it's because black men don't want to be fathers. We put them on child support, or we put men on child support because they're a piece of shit. They don't want to be fathers, and he didn't want to be. He left us, and y'all just want to create single mothers and all this shit. What's your take? You must have did something wrong with the mother. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
That's a lie. It's just a lie. It ain't real. It's you're talking about a complicated situation between men and women. A lot of times these women, because they know that they're going to get resources, even if they leave the man, why not leave the man?
Right.
If they know the state will take care of them, why sit there and stick it out with the man? And especially, now you got these feminist attitudes that, men are oppressive, men are abusive, men are controlling, men are exploitative. And so ultimately, that leads to the justification of them going and being exploiters and abusive themselves, or themselves. So, men have to start, basically telling their story and, basically explaining how they feel given the situations that they, that they get into. But man, a lot of times dudes want to be there for their kids. And even if the relationship breaks up, then comes the woman, trying to flex her power. And I'm just trying to use normal language, like flex power. They letting you know I'm the one that runs this.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what they do with the system, and the system enables them to do just that. But I try to explain like what the origins of all of this are, so that people can have some understanding, because it didn't used to be this way.
Of course.
It did not used to be this way. But it was this woman, man. I'm trying to remember her name. Her name is Caroline Norton. All right, now if you don't know, man, go look up the name. If you don't believe me, her name is Caroline Norton, and she basically, was running around handing out pamphlets to people in the United Kingdom in 1830s. And for the most part, she got this bill passed called the Custody of Infants Act. And that act was basically passed in 1839. And so she had a failed marriage with her husband. But, prior to that, if a woman got divorced from a man, the kids automatically went to the man. That's just how it was. It wasn't no, okay, well, you get divorced, you're going to get custody, then you're going to get support, and then you're going to get help and resources from, bureaucracies. It just wasn't that way. But it became that way after the Custody of Infants Act in 1839. So I just want people to understand that.
You know what, brother? I just put it up here. This is in the Wikipedia. I want people to see it for themselves. I don't know. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Let me see. This got to be her.
Yeah, that's her. That's her.
And I'm not gonna read everything because it's a whole Wikipedia. But from what I'm looking at up top, let me highlight it. Cottage Grove says Caroline Elizabeth Sarah Norton, Lady Sterling, dash. See, they go with that dash shit. Maxwell. I told y'all about this. These motherfuckers to get these dash. Don't you ever? I'm always repeat this. Don't you ever, if you decide to be a sucker and get married like I did, don't you ever marry a woman that's not going to drop their last name. If they wouldn't have put a dash on it, they already telling you she's the lead, she's the boss, and she's feminism. She's with that bullshit. Don't you marry nobody that won't drop their name and take over your last name. Right here, there's dash shit, feminist off top. All right, but let's continue. She was born on the 22nd of March, 1808. Oh, let me see.
March 22nd, 1808, and she
I
died
just want to make sure
in 87.
right.
1877, excuse me.
I just wanted to make sure it's right. Okay, she was born 22nd of March, so she was an Aries, 1808, and she died on the 15th of June, 1877. She was a English social reformer and author active in the early and mid-19th century. She left her husband, there we go. She left her husband in 1836, who then sued her close friend, Lord Melbourne, then the Wing Prime Minister, for criminal conversation, aka adultery. The jury threw out the claim, but she could not obtain a divorce and was denied access to her 3 sons.
You know what that mean to me? It means she was fucking around probably with one of her husband's partners.
Yeah.
And the husband took the kids because prior to that time, if you got divorced, but she probably couldn't get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, she basically petitioned the court to be able to finally get the divorce. I'm sure she divorced him because after that, she claimed she was abused, and she started telling a story. And I call it the fainting couch narrative. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, all you do is you just start telling. You tell a story about how you were abused, somebody hurt you, you couldn't take it, and so but you love your kids. So the kids, and basically she made the case the kids naturally belong with their mothers.
Right.
Especially when they're young, which they do to a certain extent, but come on, man. You look, nowadays though, man, you can get bottles, diapers, you know what I'm saying? A man can take care of the kid just like a woman can, you know what I'm saying? Especially if, she having trouble taking care of the kid on her own or whatever the case may be. But whatever the case may be, man, she starts singing all those sad songs about how she was hurt and abused. And eventually, she started, going around delivering pamphlets and passing them around. And she eventually convinced the parliament in the United Kingdom to pass the Custody of Infants Act in 1839.
And that's funny.
That's the start of the ending. You ever heard Mobb Deep? Exactly. That's the start of the ending.
And you know what? And a lot of the shit that happens in America starts from over there in the UK, because that's where all this shit comes from. Norton's campaign led to the passage of the Custody of Infants Act in 1839, just like Green Gorilla said. And the Matrimonial Causes Act in 1857 and the Married Women's Property Act in 1870. She modeled for the fresco of justice in the House of Lords by Daniel McLeish, who chose her as a famous victim of injustice. You can't make this shit up. This shit started over there. Look at this shit. Yeah, she fucked around with some dude, got caught up, he left her, and she like, oh hell no, I'm gonna get my just due. That's these baby mama tears do now.
The game is old, man. And look, all I'm trying to do is just tell you, the narrative over and over and over again is that I left my husband, I left my boyfriend, I left this guy because he was insufficient, he was abusive in some sort of way. So I need to keep the kids. And I need to keep him away from the kids because he abuses the kids too. That's typically what the narrative is about, right? And people are so prone to believe this, but now men are beginning to fight back. Okay, so we don't want to be alienated from our kids, and so now men are using this in the courts. But see, now they're trying to attack the whole notion that there is a such thing as parental alienation. Like it doesn't exist. So to them, you got these feminist activists and women's activists who are basically saying there is no such thing as parental alienation. None, it just doesn't happen. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you can't be serious. Like you're saying that there's no instances in which women are using their kids as bargaining chips and telling their kids that their fathers don't want to be around when you know damn well that the fathers want to be involved in the life of their children. Because men have desires to have families and legacies too, not just women. Men want legacies and families too. But all that's being taken away from us now. And that's why I love your channel, man. At least you're willing to, come out directly, not all the fluff, all the bullshit, all the, the highfalutin language or whatever the case may be. You coming out telling it straight up, no chaser. Wow. Fuck this child support shit. Fuck parental alienation. It needs to be put to a stop. Men have just as much right to the kids as the mother does.
Damn right.
And until we get this straight, we gonna be fucked up. We gonna be at war. And it just is what it is. And a lot of men, even men believe this narrative, these stories that, like men ain't stepping up. Like men just, they ain't there because, they ain't manning up. Bruh, all a woman has to do is to flex her muscles, call them people. The next thing you know, man, your whole world could be turned upside down. So you better be careful who you dealing with, and you better be careful, of the kind of, behavior they display or exhibit early on, so you can know if they'll do it one time, they'll do it 2 times, they'll do it 3 times, 4, and 5 times.
Now let me ask you this: what? Now you just said that many, I call them so-called men, who believe this rhetoric too. Before I ask you this question, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Thunder. Please subscribe to his page. Like I told you, this brother right here is a teacher. He's a professor at Ohio State University. And like I told you, he's in the same realm as BGS, Green Gorilla, Dr. Johnson, and the peers over there. Y'all definitely need to subscribe to him. I've been on his platform and he's been on mine. And I love this brother. And he's definitely doing the Lord's work. And he's definitely good when it comes to that music, man. He's definitely doing his thing. Y'all need to subscribe to this brother, Dr. Thunder.
Shout out to Dr. Thunder.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah. Shout out to that brother. What I wanted to ask you, why do you think these so-called men believe this rhetoric? What's your thoughts? What's your belief on why? I got my belief why, but what's your belief why they entertain this rhetoric, calling themselves male feminists, and then they come to these bitches' defense that don't deserve to be. Oh, here we go.
Captain Savings. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like they just ready to do the cabbage patch, man.
Do me a favor. One more time. Do it for me one more time. Press that button again. Do it for me.
Yeah, man.
One more time.
Hold on, man. Let me get it straight, man. There we go. Captain Save him, man. It's a lot of guys, man, that, they sympathize.
I come, save the day.
Yeah, I had to add that with it.
There you go. I know I ain't got I don't have any, audio with mine, but,
pictures, though. You got them. I'm like, I like that.
You got a lot of guys who, they have a natural disposition to look after women, right, and to take care of women, which, given that there's some reciprocation for the protection and, the empathy that they provide, if that exists, I don't see anything wrong with it. But now we have a situation in which, women are non-appreciative. Women are flexing their power because the state is giving them power. Right. The family court system is giving them power. They have access to resources, and they demonstrate that they'll use that power. But men have this natural disposition to look after women. I guess lulled to sleep by their tears. Their displays of distress, and so this natural instinct that men usually have, in order to protect women, just prevents them from being able to see clearly, and look, I'm of the opinion that, you got good, bad women, you got good, bad men, okay? But for some reason, we live in a time and in an age where we can't even conceptualize female evil, man. We don't have the ability to process it.
Right.
And I'm of the opinion, a woman is a human being just like a man. They have the same kind of capacities to lie, cheat, steal, and kill. and commit acts of violence just like any man. Okay? And when they do it, they just don't get punished for it. And men, when they are subjected to violence from women, cheating, manipulation, all those kind of things, men don't go to the system in order to try to, get it worked out. Men are going to have to start using the system just like they do. It just is what it is.
And you know what? My opinion is a lot of reasons why these so-called men do what they do because they didn't have no male figure in their life. They going off what their mama said. Their mama told them that you supposed to protect them at all costs. You look out for these baby mama terrorists at all costs. They queens regardless of what they do or what they don't do. And a lot of them are straight manipulated from child on up.
They queens, all right, but
yeah,
queen of the damn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a lot of them.
Yeah, queen of the damn.
Queen of the damn.
Yeah, queen of the goddamn. That's how bad they is. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to EC for the $5 cash. Yeah, I appreciate you, my brother. I want to ask you a question. How did you find my page?
Oh man, how could you not, man? I mean, you kind of blowing up here, man. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. And I mean, I got you on my feed one day, and I said, let me check this out, and and you said something like BMT's baby mama terrorists. I said, oh, I've been through that shit before. I know what that is. That encapsulates pretty perfectly, like some of the things that I've experienced in my lifetime, and so, the story with me, so that's how I came across you. You basically, the algorithm put you on my feed. I watched one of your videos, and I saw the hat. And I said, man, this guy's got something here, man. And so I name dropped you a couple of times on my own videos, precisely because, black men don't need permission to speak about the issues that they're having. And all too often, the black men are afraid to speak. They won't say anything. They won't talk at all. Yep. They'll be depressed, going through, stress and struggle, and they won't say anything. And then even when they tell their friends, their family, they'll tell them, man up, just, shrug it off,
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, you ain't going to tell a woman to sit back and allow a man to take kids from her and, put her own child support and to start slandering her and, telling all her dirt, but when it comes to us, people will say, well, you just got to take that L. No. And then we talking about justice issues, man. This has nothing to do with like trying to smear all women. It's just like, look, but this phenomenon is becoming too pervasive, man. Especially in our culture, man. It's happening too often, and and it's going to continue to happen until black men begin to put a label on it and begin to shame people about it. And to talk about it and to share their experiences so more men can become, basically conscious and begin to develop some sort of political block for this, man. Because it's wrong, man. This is not righteous, man. This is not how, human beings are supposed to be treated, man. Especially fathers, man. Yeah, it's not supposed to happen. We're supposed to be honored, not put on the side, not pushed to the periphery, not treated like an EBT card. We supposed to be respect. We supposed to have an impact.
Right.
And so you trying to take away our manhood when you take away our kids from us, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100% facts. And it's a goddamn shame that even though a lot of people see it, they sit back and say, it is what it is. You should have picked better. But when a baby mama terrorist pick wrong, now all of a sudden, we got to do a GoFundMe and go on CNNs with somebody else's kids and shit. You can't make this shit up. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm sorry, I might be Borgin, but I don't know that I am. But, somebody said I might be Borgin. I apologize for that. But we need our own political action block, just like they got. Or like this Caroline woman, like this Norton woman, the same way that she pushed her narrative out there, we got to push our narrative out there. Because, it's three sides to a story. They side, your side, and the truth. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And so right now, what we got is distortion. We got one side of the story and a whole bunch of people ready to sympathize and commiserate with women and what they going through. But
it's time for us to have our turn, tell our story, raise awareness about what we going through, and to begin to make some political action and a push on our own. You know, and if you don't like it, hey, if you just want to sit there and cry and you know, act like you know, you can't handle it, so what? If you crying tears, so what? At this point, it's over with. I tell them it's over. No more, them tears ain't working no more.
No one cares about your tears.
Truth is what it is.
That's all to it. Truth is what it is. And a lot of times, the reason why they in their feelings because
you can't handle the truth.
You already know. I want to give a shout out to Supreme 10 for the $20 donation. He says, with the current biases against men in divorce, family, child support procedures, men from all income levels are waiting much longer or not at all for marriage, family, relationships. You're 100% right, brother. Shout out to Supreme 10, man. Man, you can't make this shit up, man. You just can't.
You can't make it up, man. And who wants to get married?
Uh-oh.
Who wants to get married when, if a woman just decides, just for any reason, that, okay, I don't want to do this with you anymore. I'm going to take the kids with me. The apartment, the house, everything we got there, I'm going to take it for myself, and I'm going to make you pay. Who wants to deal with that? The possibility that could happen.
Hey,
these women know the game, man.
I'm sorry, I had to cut you off. That sound like PJ Washington. Shit.
Hey, it's exactly like that, man. You know, it's exactly like that, bro.
You talk about finesse. She filed for divorce 2 weeks after she had the baby. Yeah, you just can't make this shit up.
Shit.
Man, I got one of them too.
Oh, do you? Shout out to Clay Davis.
You know?
Shout out to Clay Davis for the wire, man. Shout out to Clay Davis to the wire. I want to give a shout out to Warhammer for the $2 donation. He says most of the time these 304s are bored and the government pay them. He's 100% right. Yes, if I go past your cash app, please just let me know and I'll go back and look for it. You know, I'm amped up, you know, over here with the Green Gorilla getting this knowledge. Now, yeah, what happened with PJ Washington was fucked up, but I did a pre-record, and in my pre-record, I said it. He is the sucker of the year. I'm sorry, he's the sucker of the year. He's the sucker of the year. This broad was dealing with Trey Songz. She dealt with some another basketball player named Ben somebody. She was on the down low with Colin Kaepernick and shit like that. She was all around in the game. She dealt with Trey Songz. And I'm like, with all these signs, all these motherfuckers she dealt with, and you decide to go ahead and get sprung and marry her and knock her up, and now she decided to make a 360 move and leave 2 weeks after she have a child. And even though he's saying that the $200,000 is all cap, it don't matter, because that finesse move was obviously at your door. And I'll be goddamn if you still didn't get with this broad, marry her, get her pregnant, and now she's finna get a portion of your own foundation.
Man, that's crazy, man. You know, like, this is what I don't understand. And I'm just going to be honest about this, right? So we live in a society where women, for the most part, man, have fought for equal rights. They want to be able to work. They want to be able to go get their own and not have anybody interfere with how they manage their own, okay? They want custody of the kids. They want everything. But, like, here's the deal. If you're a woman and you can get out there and work just like I can, what do I need to pay child support to you for, or alimony to you for? If you making the decision to get out there and to do it on your own, why do I have to take care of you in your endeavor to do the shit on your own? Why?
100%.
Because you decided to do this on your own. You didn't decide to make the baby by yourself, but you know you have these tools at your disposal to use. So why not use them, right? But like that's treating a person like a thing and not treating them like a person. to come up. I thought the come up was over with because you have your ability to get it yourself now. I thought that was the goal. But it's like you want your cake and you want to eat it too. You won't be able to.
Oh, goal. That was the first and second wave of feminism. The 3, 4, 5, whatever the fuck number they on now is all about taking over and destroying man and turning the sons to alphabets. And if they get caught in the same shit that we get caught in, they won't be able to not do the same penalty.
Man, look. Right now, a woman could have a baby, man, and give that baby up and not have to deal with any financial responsibility associated with that kid whatsoever. Nothing. A woman can say, I got this baby. I'm not ready to be a mom. Give the baby up for the adoption or to the state gonna take care of that kid. She gonna be absolved of any financial obligation, anything. All you gotta do is have sex on one night, and the next thing you know, you are obligated to pay for a kid. You can't say, okay, well, I'm not ready to be a dad right now. You're gonna be a dad by default. That's how it goes. So, you can't have it both ways, but they can have it both ways if men just put up with it. The question is, how long are men going to put up with a situation where they're responsible in each and every way? They're not responsible in so many ways, and it's just okay for us. Because, that's just what men do, fall on the sword.
Funny that you say that. My brother, shout out to Tan, man. He's out here doing the Lord's work. He don't have no kids. He live in he got a fiance, and they riding together doing their thing. I want to give a shout out to Tan for the $4.99 donation. He said, check his Twitter. She's keeping him from his son. Oh, I believe that. And you know what? Shout out to Tan. And that's what I'm saying. Now, she already finessed him and got, got what she wanted to get blowed up and get pregnant. She filed for divorce. They saying $200,000 in child support. And now that's the step number 2. Keep the father away. They don't care about if you an NBA player. They don't care about if you a doctor, lawyer, if you just some pookie on the block. They want to get a piece of yours and also make you suffer to show you that they got the power.
And that's the issue, bro. Women have too much power. And then there are men who say, because men like to imagine that they're powerful because they're bigger in size or bigger in stature. But you ain't big enough with those benefits. You ain't big enough with the deference that the state gives you. So these women have a lot of tools. If they want to hurt you, they can. So be aware, be mindful, and be careful. That's all I can tell you, bro. But now you got this push from these women who are basically saying that women don't do this. It's no thing. Like, children aren't harmed from this. Even though, like, kids are stepping up and telling their stories about how this has impacted and affected their lives. You got a group of women who still, because the gravy train is so great, they don't want to see it come to an end. They don't want men to be able to have 50-50 joint custody, right out the gate when it comes to kids, because they know that that's a gravy train and they want to be able to ride it until the cows come home.
And you know what, brother? And it's less money that going to the cookie job, family court and child support. That's why they want that $51 billion to stand. Now, I'm looking at his tweet, and I went back down to August 8th. I'm gonna read this out. He said, "I love my son more than anything." That was August 8th. August 13th. I just want to see my son. That's what he tweeting. Look like he retweeted from Kobe Simmons. Sometime I wish I could rewind back to old days when we were kids and press pause just for a little bit, or just for a little. He 18 hours ago, he says, "You got some nerve," and he laughing. And he also says, and 18 hours ago, he says, "Stand on principle." And then again, he says, "Can't wait to see my son." He got his fingers crossed. Somebody, certified speaker, said, "Everybody don't deserve your vibe, your energy, stay inclusive." He retweeted that. Again, 18 hours, he said, "Can't wait to see my son." And he come out again saying, it's August 13th, "Just want to see my son." He retweeted what certified speaker says, "You lie to me, I'll never believe you again." And also he pinned to the top, "God is undefeated." So yes, he's not allowed to see his son, I guess, until this court shit is done. You can't make shit up, Tan. Yeah, you did tell us, and that's what I'm saying. You you just can't make this shit up. Now this dude is he's a multimillionaire, or he's a millionaire, and even he is going through child alienation, child support, and he got money. So when all these stank ass baby mama tears bitches sit back and say, "Why don't you just go to court? Why don't you just fight? All you do is just say you want custody, and they'll grant it because they for what's right." That's a bullshit ass lie. Because why he ain't seen his son yet?
Man, look. All I can tell you is, man, we got a system where your own children, man, are pitted against you, man. That's the work of the devil, man. That's the work of the devil, man. I mean, like if you want to use a theological reference, I don't have to.
Right.
Or that's some slime ball, dirt ball shit.
Right.
That's just the lowest of the low, But if you feel entitled, if you're narcissistic, if you feel like the earth revolves around you and you're not standing on top of it, if you feel like, you should get your way at all costs, and if you feel like, your kid is yours, not the product of a union between two people, if that's how you feel, like you'll go to any length in order to get what you want, man. But this is, we live in this kind of culture, man, where it's not about elevation. It's not about cooperation. It's not about building. It's just about getting my way and having it how I want it. But in the end, it's like a kid in a candy factory, You eat so much that you throw up, and it ain't healthy. It's not healthy for the kids in the long run. They should know this by now. Like, how much more evidence and research do we need? That's the problem, though. See, the problem is people have a natural disposition to want to see their progeny become arrogant in the way that they grow, like the blossom and the bloom arrogantly. Everyone should have that as a goal when they see their own children.
Right.
But you can't do that by yourself. For some reason, man, we've been convincing women in this culture that they could do everything by themselves. That's never been the case. It will never be the case that women can do all this by themselves. These kids, they got developmental problems. They have anger problems. They have school problems. A lot of these kids have problems with the law, And then at the end, then you say, well, where was the daddy? Well, you did everything you can to block the father out of the picture.
Alienated.
You said the daddy was an abuser. You said the daddy was a deadbeat. You said the daddy wasn't good enough for you because there was somebody else with a golden parachute who's gonna come and block the sun, who was better, who was more high value than you were. Right. But in the end, like you said, man, this ain't got nothing to do with high value because you can be balling out of control.
Exactly.
It can happen to Michael Jordan. It can happen to any man out here. It can happen to Tiger Woods. It can happen to Emmitt Smith. If it can happen, it can happen to Dr. Dre. It can happen to Uncle Luke. It can happen to you, bruh.
Right.
You ain't special, man. And for some reason, a lot of guys out here convince themselves that they got this super game or, that they're on top. They know better. It's not about that, man. All I'm saying is, if you are a man, you're rolling the dice because the options that women have that you don't have, they have these options and you don't have them. And until we get some parity in this, until we bring some order into this, men's lives are going to continue to be destroyed. The children's lives will be, altered, and they'll come up with these cognitive impairments and disabilities, and they'll be ill-mannered, and they won't be able to handle and tackle the world the way they should because, all because we got this system that just gives women anything they want. At some point, man, this has to come to a close, but it will not unless men like you continue to speak up. That's why I love your channel, bro. Real talk.
I appreciate you. I want to give a shout out to WM for the $9.99 donation. He says, from an alienated father, thank you, brother. You are saving men's lives. 100. I appreciate you to the fullest, my brother. Now, I want you to check this out. This is from Too Much, whoever she is. Men want pussy. We give it up. And somehow we are evil. And then she says, y'all foul. What's your, I usually respond, but since I'm gonna let a guy with a PhD respond to this. What's your take when this person says men want pussy, even though women want dick, but she say men want pussy, we give it up, and somehow we are evil? Answer for me.
Let me just say this, man. Look, real talk, man. Like, I'm like DMX on this one. You know, like, I blaze you, you blaze me. Okay? Women want penis, men want vagina. Okay? Unless, of course, those men are, you know, hitting on the same squad. And those women, you know, they licking them low. You know how it go. But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, when a kid is brought into this world, this ain't just your kid. You can say anything you want to about how we not stepping up to the plate, but when we tell you how you're not stepping up to the plate, the first thing you do is say, how are we bad? Y'all just wanted to have sex. No, it moves beyond sex when you got a kid in the world. You bring in a whole bunch of different emotions and responsibilities and duties into the world when a kid is born. But the reality of the situation is men are responsible to pay financially, but they have, you know, this if the woman decides, they have this tangential relationship with their own kids. Man, men don't want to be uncle daddies. They want to be able to have a direct impact over their children's lives. And they should be able to, the same way women have.
Right.
It's just plain and simple.
I just want people, my moderators, don't block nobody. Let them say what they say. You know how I get down. They got a right to speak and say what they feel. And if you disagree, you're welcome to come on. I have no problem with that. You will not be disrespected or ridiculed. We're going to talk like adults here. You know what I mean? But see, the thing is, what they tend to always say that shit like this, men want pussy, we give it up, and somehow we're evil. Whoever said that y'all was evil for giving up the pussy? Ain't nobody say that. What I say is baby mama terrorists are evil who alienate fathers out the picture, who have kids just to get a come up, whether it's welfare, whether to get his income, whether to get ADHD and all this other shit. And then you alienate the father out the picture because the more money you get from him away versus him being in the picture. And then you got power and control with government daddy. That's what we talking about. It ain't about man want pussy and the woman want dick. And that's just, we mad and y'all evil. Nah, it ain't nothing about that. But see, this is the fact I be talking about with the deflection. And this is why I tell you men, like Bruce just said, he said, stop nutting them. No, stop fucking them. This is
shout out to the angry bus driver out there. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, and yeah, this is why. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm definitely gonna do shout for them. This is why I say what I say, y'all. I'm dead serious when I tell y'all, don't even fuck them. What I'm saying is, make that person who you want to have sex with, make them earn that peen. Make them earn that dick. Because this is our problem now. Men want pussy. Women, they don't. There's like men want the pussy, but the women want the dick. They just lay there. They just want to fuck. They just laying that waiting for it to get over with. But at the same time, the same woman that want that dick will not prepare themselves or prevent themselves from getting pregnant. That's why I don't feel sorry for them when they say they got pregnant with a thug, Goofy, or Pookie, or Ray Ray, a dude who didn't want to be a father, a nigga who's in the streets, a nigga didn't have no job. I do not, because you have every power and every opportunity to eliminate your situation, even before it comes and even after it comes. So, you know, y'all are evil because y'all will purposely get pregnant and you will put the man on child support and then y'all will purposely keep him away. And what's even worse, y'all will have kids with a motherfucker you know ain't shit and y'all still keep the kid and then y'all call him deadbeat. But when you the deadbeat that had sex with the motherfucker?
True facts.
See, like, that's why they don't like me. That's why I don't like me, bro.
But see, this is one thing men need to understand, man. Like, a lot of times, you know, like, especially when young men are coming up, man, you know, it's a lot of peer pressure for them to be, you know, to be sexual conquerors. You know, like, I got women here, like, how many bras you got? When the last time you hit something? You know, like, that's normal conversation for young guys. You know, who's the Mac or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. But see, what you don't understand is that Macking can lead to lacking. You know what I'm saying? When it come time for you to pay them child support bills, or, right, you know, it's consequences. And see, a lot of these young kids ain't got fathers, and they think their manhood is connected to their penis, man. You know, I try to tell them, a pig can fuck.
Right.
A cat can fuck. A dog can fuck. You understand what I'm saying? And oftentimes, to be perfectly honest, those animals do a better job at rearing children than human beings do. And that's a damn shame.
It is. My dad used to say that shit all the time.
It's a damn shame, man, that you got some animals that know how to stick together. Like bald eagles, they don't have side bitches and they not thoughts in relation to their species as animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, but and it ain't always the man that's stepping out either. You know, we act like it's only the man that's doing all these dastardly deeds in the context of these relationships. That just needs, man, the lies need to stop. Men and women are equally, potentially vicious. And that's what we having an issue with. All these narratives that, oh, it's just this poor abused woman who has this deadbeat who don't want to step up and be involved. And then you got CDC information, Centers of Disease Control, studies that demonstrate that, especially when it comes to black men, we're the most involved fathers of all. We want to be there. We want to have an impact. We want to be there, you know, to help feed them and to help clothe them and to help them do the homework. We want to, but oftentimes, if you got a bitter, as you say, a BMT, baby mama terves, she feel like she the boss at all costs. She the queen, but she don't know she the queen of the damn. She creating undead situations with these kids out here, man. These kids walking around like zombies. They don't know what's right or left. They don't know what's valuable or invaluable. They don't know what's right or wrong. You know, so, you know, you got a lot of kids raising themselves, man, in these neighborhoods. And the woman can't do it all. You can go to work, go to school, come home, be a mom, make sure that all the kids' needs are attended to. You already zoned out. You got too many responsibilities. You got too many arms and too many pots and pans and briefcases and desks. You got too much going on. It wasn't designed for you to do this by yourself. That's not how nature works, man. But, you know, the government has replaced the man now. That's all this is. The government has replaced the man. It's giving him, you know, the means by which to so-called enjoy this independence. But look what it's doing. Look what it's doing to our community, man.
Yeah,
it's destroying it. We the only group of people, man, you know, who just fell right into this wholeheartedly, like it was the thing to do. At least some people have vestiges of value in family life. It's like we said, okay, forget family life. Let's take the man out of the picture. We don't need him anyway. That's a shame, man. Ridiculous. But again, all this started in the United Kingdom, man, 1839. Then after that, so the woman was able to keep kids to the age of 7. Okay? But then what they did after that was they came up with the 10 years doctrine. You can't hear me?
I was gonna say it's kind of lagging now.
Okay, my bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now, brother.
Okay, so in 1873, they came up with something called the tender years doctrine, to where the woman could go back to court when the kid was 7 and extend the age to 16. All right, so this is where we get all this from, man. It came from England, and because it's a common law tradition in the United States, they picked the common law, you know, rulings, and they adopted them to the American system. And so, you know, you got all these men, these judges, these lawyers and shit like that using the system in order to deal with like the difficulties and the conflicts between two goddamn grown ass people who ain't adult enough to handle it on their own. So they bring in these people to resolve all of the conflicts and to arbitrate all the disagreements. And it's wreaking havoc on family life, man. It's about time. Like I often tell young men, hey, bro, be careful who you lay with, man. Your seed is the elixir of life. Because ain't no woman alive that can have a kid without one. Without that seed. Period. You got the elixir of life in you. You animate the seed. If you ain't there to make sure the process go down, there is no children in this world. Period. You the only one that can make baby mamas. They can't make baby mamas out of themselves. So you have to be a participant. Stop going into these women raw, man, young men.
Right.
Make sure that you got a partner, man, like 5-6 years before you start doing all that. and then go through some ups and downs with that individual and see how they act and react. And if they react like, okay, they bail every time it's an issue, they can't handle it, leave them alone, man. If they cause you more problems and distractions, then they create more benefits, and net gains, get rid of that, man. That's a liability. That's not an asset. And the woman's supposed to be an asset to you, bro. Not a liability, man.
100%.
That's just how I see it. And look, nowadays, man, you got these women, and see, they gonna get this work. They might not like it.
So what?
You know what I'm saying? They might not like it, but they gonna get this work. It just is what it is. So you got women nowadays, man, I ain't saying all, but it's a lot of women, man, who don't have any idea, any notion on what a man wants and desires from a woman. Because they've been filled with what women want. All they hear is what women should get, what they the prize, and so on and so forth. Like, if a man should be happy just because he has access to the cut up. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's like, come on, man. You gotta provide, you have to reciprocate. You gotta reciprocate something your damn self. A man don't just want a lump of flesh. He wants somebody that's gonna provide some service. Just like the man is obligated to provide some service. We want something for it, man. Just you laying there, just a wet, I don't care how wop it is. I don't care what it is. Men want and deserve more than a wet ass pussy. It just is what it is. But you ain't gonna get that unless you demand that. And of course, like women nowadays, man, you start making demands, they start saying you controlling. They can have a checklist, a page and a half long. You say 3 or 4 things that you desire and that you want. Oh no, see, you want me to do too much. Well, that's how you know to check that one off your list.
100%, man. I want to give a shout out to Angry Bus Driver for the $5 donation. He says, powerful conversation. Shout out to you, my brother. Excuse me. Want to give a shout out to Dead Set Anime for the $10 donation. He said, Green Gorilla is in the house. I'm loving this. Shout out to you.
Shout out to both of them, man. Shout out to them.
Kim says, I'm a woman, and I agree. Most women use children as weapons. Most of the women do this because because the man doesn't want them anymore. And that's what I've been saying. It's most. It ain't half. It ain't a few. It ain't some. It's the majority. Not all. It ain't all. I'll be a lie. Ain't no such thing as all anything. But what she just said, and she's a woman. I've been saying this from day one. And that's why when people get mad at me, I'm like, you can look at the statistics, man. You can look at the shit we see. You don't need no stats. But if you want to look at the stats, they tell you. You know what I'm saying? Most of it because the man don't want them no more. That's for the most part. That's why they got majority of divorces of no fault. What is 75%, 72% of divorce? That's no fault. You can't make this shit up. I appreciate you, Kim, for saying that.
So, but you got to look at it like this also. Like, who wants to deal with somebody that don't want to be dealt with? Like, who wants? Why would, like, if you showing me signs and signals that you're non-cooperative, you're not gonna get along, you're not gonna try to reconcile any kind of differences and conflicts that we have. All you want to do is just walk around, be aggressive, act passive aggressive, and issue ultimatums and, try to put your foot down in the search of dominance. At the end of the day, man, like men are like, okay, that's how you going to act. Do it by your damn self, man. But let me see my kids, but golly. Like, what, are you giving me every indication that you a brat, man? You acting like a prepubescent little girl. You're having a tantrum like on the mall floor in the toy store because you can't get the toy or get some shit you want. So now you're gonna use a real child like a weapon? Come on, man. Like that's lower than low.
Exactly, and that's why I call them baby mama terrorists. Now I'm looking at the comments that Too Much is saying. Now she said too much. She's a woman, which I figured that. Black people are so hard on each other. This page ain't just about no black woman. See, that's what I'm saying. I understand you knew. That's why I'm not, well, I don't give my feelings anyway, because I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker think, especially if I'm speaking the truth. But here's the thing. This page, yes, it's a lot of black people in here, but I got white in here and I got Hispanics in here. I got people from other countries in here. This is about men as a whole. When I talk about a baby mama terrorist, I'm talking about any baby mama terrorist. Baby mama terrorists come in all forms. This ain't just about black women. We just talking about black women because we dealt with black women. So it ain't about us being harder on black women, But when we calling out the bullshit, if you look at the stats, we are at a high rate on child support, and it's only 13% of the population. And if you look at the single motherhood, and like I tell people, a baby mama terrorist and a woman, or a baby mama terrorist and a mother, two different individuals. They're not the same. So all black women is not baby mama terrorists, but all black women no goddamn queens either. But what we talking about, majority of these women choose single motherism. And I ain't talking about the ones who's in a fair relationship and the guy decided to go off about his business. We talking about the ones that Ellen nicked the man out the picture, the one that had a kid, knowing that this man didn't want to be a father, so you just get his child support or welfare, whatever, and go on about your business. You know what I'm saying? These are the ones we talking about. And when it comes to single mothers, I think it's what is it? Gorilla, about 85%.
Man, we got a high rate of single motherism. Man.
Very high rate.
Like it's over 70%. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, over 70 because I'm not sure. I'll be forgetting, but it's way over 50%.
So this has become the norm, and we know the reason why. We know when this occurred. Like slavery wasn't able to break up the black family. Jim Crow didn't break up the black family. The Great Society programs ushered in by Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Didn't I tell y'all that?
They are the ones that destroyed the black family.
Didn't I tell y'all that? Now, LBJ.
And this effect, like if you want to, I'm not trying to be ignorant by saying this, but I did a show on something called Thugs and Welfare Queens, right? And a lot of people got a little upset about it, but I didn't care anyway because what I know is that these programs for child support, these programs to aid women, the AFDC was first called the ADC, Aid to Dependent Children. Okay, and it was designed primarily as a widow's pension program for veterans in war. Okay, but they expanded those programs in the middle of the 20th century because you had this new phenomena was beginning to crop up and prop up, single motherhood, and there's a lot of reasons why this has started to occur. But one of the biggest reasons is the LBJ programs. And another reason was black people moving. I'm talking about the black community now, right? The black people moved from the South to the North to the West. And it was a new environment. You didn't have extended family, small communities where all the people know each other. People are held accountable. Men are part of the family. Women are the part of the, have their side and part of the family, their roles and duties and obligations to abide by. It's a new environment. It's like you going to college for the first time and there's nobody there to monitor you or to put you in check. And so people just start going ham and crazy. Unchecked, unfettered sex. You got the sexual revolution coming on around the same time. You got the feminist movement coming in around the same time. Yeah, yes. All of these things mixing together created this powder keg, this explosion that we're now witnessing. And the question is it working? Now, it might be working for, it really ain't even working for women.
It's not. It's
not working for them. It's not working for men. But see, here's the deal. Now we done created this rift, this gender war exists. And now the question is, how do we begin to solve it? How do we begin to repair it? If it can even be repaired. But the first thing that has to be done is people need to sit down and redress their grievances. But black men can't even redress their grievances. White men can't even redress their grievances. You know what I'm saying? This shit, man, look, man, look on the internet, YouTube, man, you'll see Indian men in India and Asia got these issues, bro.
Hey,
I'm telling you, like these issues exist everywhere, bro.
Hey, y'all, ain't that what I said? I told you, I talk to people from India that tell me the feminist movement is out there, is on the rampage, and they get treated the worst out there. I told y'all, it's all over the world. Everything I'm telling you, I'm glad you're saying this because it's stuff that I already been saying. People think it's just in the United States. Oh, hell no. It's in all the European countries. It's in the third world country, Brazil. It's in certain parts of Africa. It's in Japan. It's in China. It's fucking almost about every country except the Middle East. And a lot of people think that India is Middle East. No, India go through the same shit.
Yeah, that's Asia, man. India is Asia.
Exactly.
But a lot of guys, a lot of people, man, just basically are mimicking and patterning all of their legal and bureaucratic systems after America and, you know, the UK and, you know, like the major powers in Europe, like France, Britain, Sweden, Norway, all those countries,
All them European
Canada. So they're
Canada.
patterning their strategies and their policies after the West. But the
Right.
West, man, is a mess. The West is a mess, man. They
You know what?
can't get and look,
Go ahead, brother.
this is what they think. They think that they could use bureaucracy and technocracy to solve all the issues and the problems that exist between people, especially families. The family has been the cornerstone of civilization for millennia, man. You start messing around with the family, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. But we're beginning to see the signs and the signals and the outcomes associated with the government prying its hand into private matters.
Yeah.
Now, is it the case that, you know, like if women are being abused, sure they should have some sort of recompense and some sort of resources. But when you got women in the household also slugging, punching, slapping, slashing tires, breaking stuff, you know, throwing around, you know, waving guns around, pulling out knives and stuff like that, this is intolerable for men. You know what I'm saying? Because men are also human beings and they also have innate dignity. And to argue that only men do wrong, that's the kind of narrative that we have right now. That shit has to come to a close, man.
You know what, brother? Check this out. And I appreciate too much for telling her story and telling her thoughts, because I want you to see what she said. She said, I tried to wear the pants. Now I'm a single mother 14 years. And this is what I'm talking about. See, let's keep it real. And I appreciate that. And I'm going to give a shout out. Because what I'm telling y'all is this shit happens a lot for different factors why that man not in the picture. Not because he didn't want to be a father. Not because he saw another bitch, he went on about his business. Because a bad breakup or bad divorce don't have nothing to do with being a father or a mother. See, a lot of time women will say, he left us. He don't want to be with us. Or since you don't want to be in a relationship with me, then you can't have a relationship with your child. Now, for what she said she tried to wear the pants. So she tried to use that feminist ideology and be boss. But I guess dude got tired of her wearing the pants and decided to put on his own jeans and leave out the door. And this is why, not all, but a lot of times, is the reason why the father's not there. You try to wear the pants, you try to control a man, he realized he's the man, he gonna leave the situation, say, fuck you and the kid. Or he say, fuck you, and now he want to be a father, and you say, nah, fuck you, you ain't seen your son, and he like, fuck it. And there you go.
Now, and that's the issue that women don't understand, or if they do understand it, they can't come out of their emotions to deal with it objectively. If you're constantly telling a man through your actions he can't have access to his children because you upset about whatever it is, okay? If you continuously putting that out there and you expect that man to continue to jump over hurdle after hurdle after hurdle after hurdle, and it's the same result again and again every time you get angry, at some point a man's gonna say, you know what? 2 tears in a bucket, fuck it. I can get another family or another kid elsewhere. Like this, I'm not locked into this because you done locked me out of it. So if you lock me out of it and I can't be the man I'm supposed to be with my own kid, that's not my kid anymore. That's somebody else's kid. You basically made it to where I'm alienated from my own kid. Now, I had 2 types of, I'm a baby father twice over, okay? One, I had a kid out of wedlock, the first one, but I had a kid in wedlock, the second one, okay? But the first one was a baby mama terrorist, man. Anytime she got mad, you don't have to see your kid. You don't have to see her and all this. The second one never did that, okay? And once we split, it was like, okay, best to you, have a good one. But I'm gonna pick my shorty up, every weekend, every other weekend, and sometimes during the week. I want to be, kept aware of what's going on with my kid. And, so we got a great relationship, the second one, but the first one is like, I'm looking at somebody that look just like me, but it's a stranger. Because I had no impact over their development. And the mother been telling the kid all this negative stuff about what I did. She never said what she did.
Right.
Because of course, you know, like if you sitting there, if you telling the story about how you upset about somebody, if you got a good friend, they need to tell you, well, what did you do?
Facts.
What was you on?
Facts.
Because you had to be on something. Like these fights and these conflicts are not just one-sided.
Right.
Okay? What poor behavior and what ignorant shit did you do in order to make the shit worse than what it was? Okay? Because a lot of times, man, you know, any conflict can be resolved if the people just they let their egos down and say, look, we're one. We supposed to be building. We can disagree about what happened 5 minutes ago, or we can think about what we're going to be doing 5 hours from now, or 5 days from now, or 5 months, or 5 years from now. It's all a matter of what you want to focus on. But if all you want to focus on is negativity, see, a lot of people don't know how to let shit go. All they know how to do is harbor resentment, and they do it to themselves. You harming yourself when you continuously have negative thoughts about somebody else. Because that's a choice. You deciding to be upset at somebody else.
And the killer part about it, bro, they could be remarried in a whole nother relationship and they still got issues with you. And not only that, they will turn around and put it in, like you said, put in the child's head for them to hate the father. But all you're doing is once I told you, the worst thing you can do for to a child is take the innocence. You taking the innocent, put them in grown-up situation, telling lies, trying to manipulate. But then when he come or she come out, start cussing your ass out, or he going through the same shit that you put the man through. Now you talking about my son, my daughter, and all this shit. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't. And the sister said, I know it's my fault. I'm saying it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I appreciate you for admitting your situation. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We grown. Here we talk about this. This shit is real. People say it don't happen, but it does. Now, she did say that he was cheating and she was cussing his ass out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he cheated. Y'all broke up. And if he stopped being a father because he got caught up, then he's wrong. Because y'all broke up, he should still be a father. But if you cussing his ass out, disrespecting him, calling all type of bitches, whole niggas, and everything else, and you expect him to come around you, he ain't gonna want to be around you to see that child if he got to deal with you. That's what a man who keep their veins cold would do. And a lot of people say, man, you do this and do that to be a father. Hey, man, I tried all that, man. And I'm like the doctor. I did all I could do. I'm not going to get myself sick. I'm not going to fuck up my foundation. I'm not going to be sitting back with the shades drawn. And I'm sure not going to lose no motherfucking sleep over this shit. So it is what it is. I mean, but a lot of this shit happens often and it continues to happen. Whether you white, black, blue, or green, it doesn't make a difference. And again, I'm going to tell y'all brothers and y'all sisters.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
All these lies that men don't want to be fathers. All these lies that black men don't want to be fathers. All these lies that child alienation don't exist and all that bullshit. Y'all know damn well this shit been in existence, is going to continue to be. That's what I'm telling men now. Keep your pistol out on safety. Change the laws of your mind. And don't even have sex with these clowns. Let them earn it. You do what you got to do and get your foundation up first as a man and what you trying to grow and strive for. Then you do anything else second. I want to give a shout out to JB for the $5 donation. He said, paying the tithes. I appreciate you, my brother, to the fullest. And you went on to what you were saying, brother. I want to get back to what you said earlier. You said that you got married the first time with your other child, but you talking about the first one you didn't get married to, and you said she was a baby mama terrorist. So let me ask you this. Was it because y'all broke up? Was that the reason why she decided to start using the child as a pawn and alienate you out the picture? Or was it just, what was it? I mean, use this because of bad.
I'm gonna keep it 100% funky, man. All right, so she started fucking around with somebody cat, you know what I'm saying? And so she turned out and left the kid with me. Right?
Hey, bro, yo, I'm sorry, but it's starting to do. I want everybody to hear you real clearly.
Okay, can you hear me, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes,
am
sir.
I there? Am I good? Yeah. So I apologize if there are any, technical difficulties on my end. But
it's only because of the topic, man. YouTube or these sideline haters would do that shit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Go ahead, brother.
So the woman left the kid with me. She just left the kid with me, and then she came to visit one time, and we got to the situation where it was like, okay, well. Because I wouldn't go, once you break bad with me, I'm not fucking with you no more. Like, if you seeing somebody else, you gone, and you on that, I don't care if it's a kid involved or not, I can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? So once you violate my trust, it ain't no going back to that. So at any rate, I left the kid over at her house, you know what I'm saying? And then, then all of a sudden, here come the power plays. When she got the kid back, to stay with her for a little spat or whatever the case may be. So I was good enough for you to go out and be gone and to do you for a month or so. But then when it comes time for me to get back integrated into getting her back, now it's an issue. Now it's time to start all these child support tactics. And this is my child, this is my baby. Well, shit, when your baby and you was out there fucking around, you left the kid with me. So anyway, man, it got to the point where, she wanted to get back. I was like, nah, I don't even want to talk to her. She kept coming to the house, I ain't letting her in. Like, we not know. This is over with in relation to this. Like, if the kid ain't involved, it ain't a conversation about the kid. We not really conversing about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got nothing to talk about, especially going through that. You know what I'm saying? So, all I wanted to do was have a family. She didn't want it. And so, therefore, you can't get it back, though, after you did that. You know what I'm saying? So you showed me you didn't want it through your actions. So I don't know if you got like postpartum depression or you felt like, oh, you were scared or nervous, whatever the case may be. I don't care. All I know is you basically violated my trust and you destroyed what could have been cool. Now you gotta do this over again with somebody else if you want family, but it's gonna be much more difficult. But not nowadays, because you got guys, man, I don't know, man, they just came so hard, dog. It's like these dudes that come in, man, like they coming in like, man, I'm just, I got it.
Here I come to save the day.
But these guys, man, a lot of them, man, straight pretenders though anyway. They just trying to knock something down.
That's it.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
like fake ass pro-blacks, man. They sit back talking about some, she's still queen. That's because they want that ass. Them fake ass black pro-blacks. I call them black pros.
Yeah, a lot of them just want to knock something down. Some of them straight up, you know what I'm saying? Some guys are like take on the responsibility or whatever the case may be. But, most dudes is like, man, I ain't, especially when they start understanding the dynamics of what that relationship gonna look like. Because the kid gonna be like, you ain't my daddy. So if you can't have absolute control over the kids in the context of the relationship, the man gonna be like, I don't want much to do with that. Like why should I have to deal with triangulation between a kid? Not a kid dictating my life and whether I got, a good or a bad day or, I got access to sex or cooperation or participation, in the relationship. I ain't got time for that, man. It's too much drama to work out. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're a young man, you ain't got no kids, dude, start your own family if you can. And I ain't trying to be ignorant by saying that, but come on, man. Like, life's too short, time is too precious. You know what I'm saying? It just is, man, to have to deal with triangulation with a kid.
You know what?
Like, man, I ain't trying to, like Macaulay Culkin bullshit, Home Alone. Are we there yet? You know what I'm saying? Kids trying to do everything they can to stop you from having access to their mama. Man, that's some bullshit, bro.
You know what, brother? You just can't make this shit up. Too much says, no matter what, I gotta pay forever for being a baby mama terrorist. No, you don't. What you will have to do, like we always say, we have to take accountability of our actions. If you got you a son, then you need to tell him the truth when he get older. If he wonder why his daddy ain't around, you could tell him what it was. Tell him the truth. Tell him what one of the things that you did. Tell him not to deal with a woman that acts like the way you did or, try to disrespect a man to be a man. And if you have a daughter, you could teach her not to do the shit that you did. And also not to say nobody cheating and everything, but you also let them know that your role as a woman is to do X, Y, Z, not to be disrespectful and try to take the man's pants. So, you could change your ways, you know what I mean? And you have to take accountability. You can't sit back and tell everybody, hey, there's someone to holler at you. Say, well, why the fighting around? Oh, because he didn't want to be with me and he's a piece of shit deadbeat. That's a problem. But if you say, man, hey, man, I fucked up, X, Y, Z, you may have a dude to say, okay, I give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's check it out. And she just said, I tell her I was a jerk. But you need to tell, depending on the age, you need to tell her what kind of jerk you were, so she won't end up doing the same shit you do. And then when she get older, she be talking about my baby daddy or my ex-husband left me, man, and I've been a single mother for 20 years. So that's what I'm saying. Because what it does, you set that child up for failure. A lack of father or even a lack of mother, they lose something. They lose something. I ain't saying I ain't saying they can't be successful. I ain't saying they can't get no degree. I'm not saying they can't make no money. It's a bunch of these baby mama tears that got degrees and monies and scholarships. So that don't mean nothing. But their mindset is fucked up, and they send these kids up for failure the same exact way. That's why I say the worst baby mama terrorists is the one that got degrees, the one that got 6 figures, and the ones that got these damn professional jobs because they use it all as a shield to hide behind. And you just can't make this shit up. I wish more women like Too Much will come out and tell the truth. Yeah, I emasculated my guy, and now he gone with the wind, and shit, I fucked up. But they're not. They're gonna say, oh no, he did something. It's something that he had to do. You know what I mean? But I appreciate it. And that's why I want my platform the way it is. That's why at one point it was all men. I want men and women on here because a lot of women know what it is, but a lot of them is not gonna go against the code, because as long as they don't go against the code, they may need government daddy. They may need child support to look out and use that as a punishment and a tool. Because a lot of these baby mama tell me, well, I ain't do that to my baby daddy. Yeah, but you a baby mama tear supporter when you talk about, oh, it's his fault, even though you see what the fuck she did. So you just as bad as a baby mama tear who's doing it to a father. You know, different. You know what I'm saying?
So this the way I look at it, man. Like, one of the most powerful things that a group of people can do, man, when they're in a relationship, man, is to apologize. You know, like, when did the art of apologizing and trying to reconcile actually become like out of vogue and fashion? Like, if you're dealing with somebody, man, like, even if you got a family member, you're gonna have a problem with them at some point. If you got a brother or a sister, you're gonna have an issue with them. You got a close friend, you're gonna have an issue with them. At some point, you're gonna have a disagreement or not see the eye to eye on something. Okay? But like, you know, this stubbornness, you know, this clinging on to defiance. I'm right all the time. I can't be called out for anything I've done. Like, that's the shit that's creating these rifts in these relationships to begin with. Like, people not saying, look, I'm sorry. Like, not really actually giving a damn about each other for real, wanting to be right more than anything else. At the end of the day, you know, if it's all about just being right and getting your way, you're going to be miserable, man. You're going to get your way, all right? You're going to get your way right to yourself. And it don't matter, you know, like, you know, how good you look. You could be ugly on the inside.
No, and I tell you all the time, bro. Yeah, baby mama Tess could be fine as hell. Actually, a lot of them are fine, long hair and all. They ain't gotta wear hair hats and weave and shit like that. They come in all forms. Don't matter. They ugly on the inside. They fine on the outside. They baby mama Tess, they ugly to me. Okay, out here.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, it's just like, look, if you done some wrong, just admit it, man. And if you're in a relationship, man, the most important thing that you can actually do is to relate to the person, man. Like instead of all this defiance and this ignorance, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm stubborn. You can't tell me what to do. Like, when did it become, you know, part of our culture to where can't nobody be told nothing? You know, like I can't be told anything. That's not how a relationship's supposed to work. But that's how that's how our relationships exist at the current moment. It's like, soon as there's a disagreement, I'm standing on mine. I'm not gonna budge. Well, you know, that's not a relationship, man. That's just, you know, that's just selfishness and narcissism. And too many of these relationships happen in this way. You know, people not just like burying the hatchet, apologizing and reconciling. And then a lot of these kids, man, are raised in these single parent environments. So it's only gonna get worse. It's gonna become a self-fulfilling prophecy, where you got a whole bunch of kids who think it's normal that, you know, they only got like influence from one parent. That's just normal. It really is not normal, but we're normalizing it because we don't want anybody to feel bad. At some point, man, this shit got to come to a close.
Right, and again, I tell y'all, the laws ain't gonna change. So you have to change the laws of your mind. Just because they got these child support laws and these divorce shit, don't mean it had to happen to you. Change the laws of your mind, get yourself in order. You won't be in this type of situation, because you're not gonna do a oopsie and hit somebody because they got that ass and because, you know, she got money. because she got something that you need and y'all could be a power couple and shit like that. Hell, we as men got to take accountability. You know, I take accountability for my fuck up. See, I thought dealing with a person because we can build and grow, doing it for the wrong reason, and I ain't get married first. You know what I'm saying? I take accountability. That's why I tell y'all, don't be in a situation like I was. And then I'm trying to fight certain papers and shit, thinking I'm gonna get equal pay at the time, 20 minutes away for a judge to tell you, oh, I don't believe in equal pay at the time. And now you got the reality of why, because it's about that dollar amount. So that's what I'm saying, man. And then the kids manipulated and shit like that, disrespecting your foundation, your livelihood. And then they want to say you wrong for keeping your veins cold and say, fuck you, and wash your hands, move on. Pay your child support, wash your hands, move on, and keep doing what you do. It is what it is, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I had to, I paid my child support, and I took the woman to court. I took her to court. I took her to court for visitation, and she ain't want to, she kept, one of the things I did, first off, I went to a place in St. Louis called the Father Support Center, and we drew up the first co-parenting agreement that organization ever made. And, it's like, okay, she got the kid a certain period of time. I got him a certain period of time. We alternate holidays, blah, blah, blah. She signed it, but when she got mad about something, which really wasn't nothing to get mad over because she was getting the money, the only thing she wanted to be was controlling in relation to my access to the kid out of spite. Right. So she wouldn't follow the terms. So anyway, man, so it was a co-parenting agreement, but it wasn't done through the court. So I eventually went to the court and did arbitration, and then the court worked it out. When I started doing that, man, she wanted to hike the child support price. Yeah. She basically, like the first thing she was like, well, I need more money. Right. Like, man, and it was a black judge, woman judge, matter of fact. And she was like, oh, no, sister, no. The man ain't even seeing his kid. He trying to fight to come see his kid, and you want to up the price on child support? So all women ain't on this bullshit. A lot of women know what's going on, and they can see game when they see it. You know how these women out here are basically trying to use these kids as bargaining chips to get money and to use them, in order to wield power over the man and make his life miserable. And my whole thing is this. How much more, well put your energy and your efforts could be into something productive and positive as opposed to trying to tear somebody else down, man, or to prevent them from being able to have access to something that's theirs by natural right. Think about the beauty and the magic you could bring to the world if you let all that hating go, man, all that resentment go, and put that energy into something beautiful and sublime instead of something negative and ugly. It's time to let that hurting go, man. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of black folks, man, need more than therapy. They need a soul makeover. You know what I'm saying? Like a spiritual makeover. Because the way we've been taught, man, is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? All we've been taught is how to hang on to hang-ups. All that hating hurting, though. All that hate only hurts you.
Right. And then you string it down to the kid, and then it hurt the kid. The kid don't know, but he gonna realize when he get older why he got so much hate and bitterness and everything else to go along with it. I want to give a shout out to Clan Killer for the $2 donation. He said Nintendo Wii has better resale value than a baby mama terrorist. Dead. Yeah, you're right. Facts. Now, let me ask you a question, brother. Now, you say you was trying to get custody, you going to court, try to have some visitation, and you was going to court. And I heard you say earlier that the child ended up being manipulated. And so did you eventually walk away? Did you have to wash your hands and move on? Or you tried and you just couldn't do it anymore? You was like,
I tried, man, and tried. And, we talked but it just never could congeal naturally. You know what I'm saying? There was always something in the way. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm too grown, man, to be kissing, a young kid's ass, man. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry I got that ice in my veins. I got Freon in my nervous system, bro.
You say you got Freon in your
I'm just saying, if she wanted to come back and talk and to be humble, but see, that kid needs to show humility too. Women have taught these kids that they don't need to honor their fathers, man.
100%.
You got to honor your father the same way that you honor your mother. But see, a lot of kids, man, if I was to use a psychological term, man, they can't even get to the part of the Oedipal stage, where you contending with puberty and how to, manage relationships with people outside of the context of the mother. They stuck in the pre-Oedipal stage. They stuck in like the stage before they become the puberty. Like this shit is psychologically pathological, man. Is all I can say. You got a lot of people stuck in regression from their early childhoods, man. And the black community is just chock full of people with these issues, man. And it's hard to deal. It's hard to deal with people, man, who can't see their way out of the immaturity from their earlier years, man. Like we haven't been, and fathers help to get kids out of that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the functions that a father plays in the context of a child's development. They help them manage their aggression and to know how far to take it, and to learn how to enough. It's time for you to wind that down. It's time for you to breathe easy. Take a few deep breaths, sir, and get over it and get ready to get back to the next task. You see, like it's like I like to use sports analogies. Some people can understand it better when I use them kind of terms. If we on a team and we playing basketball and all we worried about is the pass you missed in the first quarter and we in the third quarter, you fucking up, man. We can still win this game, but you worried about some shit that happened in the first quarter. Now we can't progress because you regressing. You know what I'm saying? So you either building or destroying. We got too much negative emotional baggage, man. You know what I'm saying? Too much of it. And too much pettiness. Too much petty bullshit. It's time to get out of the petty and to get into the mature grown shit. That's how we gonna get out of this. But, I doubt that people will actually make the move, too many, because, power can become, intoxicating. If you feel like you're in control, it can become, addictive. But that's not really power. If your power is the power to create more misery and to create more stress and strain in the world, then what does that say about your potentiality, man? And what does that say about the mark and the stamp you leave? And it goes for men or women, though. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we talking about a specific issue, parental alienation. First, we have to admit it does happen. All these people saying it doesn't happen, they're lying. Too many people have witnessed it. And then, this whole thing about abuse, I've already demonstrated when it comes to abuse in intimate partner relationships, women are just as likely to be assaultive or to be violent in the context of those relationships as men, if not more so. Okay? And I got over 280 journal peer-reviewed articles that demonstrates this as a fact. To hell with all the activists, and the blog piece writers. I'm talking about like straight up research from social scientists who study DV for a living. Okay? That's what they do. They're not feminists. They're just telling it objectively. Men and women who are authors of these studies, okay?
100%.
And the relationships that have the most violence are the lesbian relationships,
yes,
bro.
I was just going to say that. Woo!
Those are the relationships that are most violent. Yes. Man, my partner, man, has a lesbian daughter. Another girl, man, put that girl in the hospital, man, by cutting her off on the highway, trying to ram the car, ram in front of the car. That little girl, man, came out of the windshield, man, of this car. Should have had a safe belt on, but still, you know what I'm saying? You damn near killed this little girl. You done broke her ankle in 3 places, broke several of her ribs, because you tripping off some bullshit related to a relationship. But these are the stories that don't get told. These are the narratives that don't get announced. Like, nobody's perfect, man. But when you're never held accountable for the shit you do, and there are no stories, and there is no, no narrative, no theme, no ideas that can even approach you so that you can be amenable to correcting yourself, then if nobody's telling you about yourself, at some point, man, you're going to think your shit don't stink.
Mama Tara show think they don't stink. That's why I say they're the devil's son-in-laws.
And men who cape and don't ever tell women when they fucking up. You hurting women, man. You hurting women, you hurting men, and you hurting the children that they have.
Ain't no sunshine.
Yeah.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
I hear you. Feel with us for you. But I mean, like, nobody's perfect, man. And women need to be called out when they fuck up too, bro.
100%
So we done become accustomed to calling out men when they fuck up, but there's no respondent or corresponding, ability for anybody to talk about them because we got to make sure that they, they feel good. I'm like, man, look. I'm like, man, please. No. You crying? No. Please. You got all them tears? Like, wake up, grow up, man. I tell them, like, I don't know if you got this audio, but I tell them, man, look.
What you got?
Man, I tell them. Oh, you can't hear the audio.
What did he say? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I ain't got that, but I do my boy Clay Davis.
Shit.
And you know what? You just said what he just said. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I'm glad you said it because I'm looking at we got 200 people watching. We got 185 likes. Let's never get them likes up, but we also got 3 dislikes. And y'all already know how I feel about the dislikes. I have no problem with it because I'd rather get a dislike than none at all because either way it goes somewhere in the algorithm. And to show you my appreciation of the dislikes, I'm gonna let y'all know from my boy Reverend X. And y'all know what he said about the dislike. The same thing that he just said. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. But he just said in a different term. And me and Green Gorilla mean this from the bottom of our hearts.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Not at all. We really do not give a fuck about what you think, bitch. So yes, we appreciate the dislikes and everybody else. Let's get them likes up to the 200 likes. And I want to also give a shout out to Firebrand Central for the $5 donation. Mr. Palmer and the Green Gorilla spitting facts. Love it.
Man, it's pleasurable, man, to be here, man. Having this chat with you, bro.
Hey, man, likewise. I told, and this is the point I want y'all to realize. You'll be surprised. Again, you'll be surprised on the brothers that y'all watch on YouTube or be around or been around, church, coach, whoever. You'll be surprised on who went through the situation or they got a story to tell you from what they seen. This shit is real. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Talk to the brothers who y'all fuck with, who y'all support, who y'all follow. Either they know the knowledge about it, which this brother do, and also he been in the same situation just like we have. Ain't no man exempt for being in this type of situation. That's why I'm telling you, we had to keep them veins cold and get our priorities in order. And for the ones that don't have kids, again, you definitely had to keep your pistol on safety. This shit is real because I don't want to see y'all be like PJ Washington. I don't want to see y'all be like the situation I was in. I don't want to see y'all fall short or go through it the hard way when you don't have to even go through it at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that remind me of that old Hov song, Ace to the Izzo. Yo, no, Hov did that. So hopefully you won't have to go through that.
Yeah.
We don't want you to have to go through this, man. But I mean, and another thing, man, like especially young men coming up and they don't have strong father figures, man. They don't have people around to tell them what the pitfalls and the traps are. They don't have people to guide them and give them counsel and to let them know, like, I don't think you're making the right move there, son. You know what I'm saying? You better be careful. You're moving real raggedy right now. So if they don't have a father there to tell them that, like I see you, you laid up with this girl quite often, you know what I'm saying? But you need to wrap that up, kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who she is. I don't know who her family is, but I know what you're doing with her could create, a new life in this world. And if neither one of y'all are prepared to deal with these obligations because y'all too immature, well, then, you about to put yourself in the hole before you even get started. And what's the use in that?
Sounds about right, don't it?
Yeah. Don't hit yourself in the head, man. Don't fall and bump your head. Ain't nothing. You know, they say in Proverbs, man, I ain't deeply religious, man, but you got to be able to listen to wisdom and counsel and to be able to receive correction. That goes for men and women.
Right.
But, you know, and boy, it sure is a good thing for young boys, even young girls to be able to get some advice from their daddies, man.
100%, man. Facts. I want to give a shout out to the Bell 5000 for the $5 donation. He says, Black kids have been hit with the crack generation and the baby mama terrorist era, and we wonder why we kill each other. We need therapy for real. Prayers 100%. That's what I'm saying. And I'm gonna tell y'all, like I say all this shit over and over, so people to really get the reality of what's going on. These so-called fake ass queens are the leaders of our community, and I agree with these baby mama terrorists when they say they're the pillars of our community. This is the reason why you have so much drive-by shooting in our community. This is why a lot of our young boys got their pants down. This is the reason why our young boys are going to jail at 13, carjacking, and all this shit, because they've been raising our boys for the last 30, 40, 50, possibly 60 years. Like I said, this is design, and they allow this shit. That's why I tell y'all, these are the right hands of white supremacy, but them the same ones that go outside and holler George Floyd and Black Lives Matter and wave they fish and shit, but they got the next black man who they had a kid with or who they's married to in jail for false allegations, domestic violence, and unpaid child support and all this shit. The same white supremacy that they going up against is the same white supremacy they put the man in. You can't make this shit up. Shout out to the Bill. You know,
yeah, shout out.
Yeah, this shit this shit is real, and it's gonna continue to happen. That's why we have to change ourselves. We have to separate ourselves from this type of bullshit, these fuckeries, these sympathy forces, these baby mama terrorists, these feminists. We have to separate ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Keep your passport on safety. Keep that in your pocket. You know what I mean? You have to separate yourself from negativity anyway. You know what I mean? I want to give a shout out to Simply A Diva for the $5 donation. She says, my stepson is developing his baby mama terrorist ways after years of manipulation. He stopped speaking to us again. This always happens after a visit with his mom. And mind you, her husband got custody. He got primary custody. This ain't every other weekend father. He got custody, and the baby mama terrorist still got that mind to destroy that young boy. You can't make this shit up. Shout out to
man, you know, kids, man, flourish and thrive in environments where, you know, people ain't spreading slander and shit like that, man. You know, and there's no need for you to, you know, to play out your emotional antagonisms, you know, in the mind space of your kid. It's juvenile, because then you bringing your kid to your level. Your kid ain't your spiritual advisor. He ain't your confidant, or she ain't your confidant. The one supposed to help get you through this. Get some friends. Grow up and get some peers of your own. Your kid is not your emotional tampon. Just ain't. And the same goes for men. I never told none of my kids nothing about their mama. Well, your mama was this way and your mama did that. I'm gonna let them see it for themselves. What I need to tell you for? You already see it yourself. It don't take a genius to see what people's attitudes and characters are like. It just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, eventually they'll figure it out. You know, they'll figure it out themselves. These kids, man, is going through this to figure it out themselves, but hopefully it won't be too late. And hopefully they'll have enough, you know, maturity and wisdom to say, I want to break this cycle. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it just is what it is, bro.
Most definitely. I want to give a shout out to Too Much once again. She says, men need to know there are women who are terrorists like me. I've been a good baby mama to her, but I treated him pretty bad when he didn't kiss my ass. That's why I say this shit happens often. And it's unfortunate because the child is losing the parent, and the parent ain't even deceased. You know what I mean? And that's why I say we as humans have to get ourselves in order. You definitely have to change the laws of your mind. Even women, you have to change the laws of your mind, because all you're doing is hurting. See, the problem is y'all think you're hurting the father. Yeah, you hurt the father. He's hurt, but the father grown. He gonna live his life. He gonna bounce back. Hopefully, majority of the time he gonna finally just get them veins. Cause like fuck it, he gonna be in the drought for a while, but eventually you're gonna have to wash his hand and move on. Whereas that child's still innocent. That child ain't seen the world. That child don't know shit. That child still lost in the sauce. But you setting that child up for failure. And when you let him out the house or kick him out the house, you're gonna see why they're gonna be just like your motherfucking ass, miserable, having a bunch of kids, 5 baby daddies with 3 kids, and then you're gonna wonder why they ain't did shit for themselves and why they keep going through the same bullshit that you went through. Because baby mama terrorists are raised. They're not born that way. They raised that way. They're around the environment that taught them to be like this. You know what I mean? And a lot of time is because who they was raised by. They grandmama, they mama, they great grandma could be a fucking terrorist, and they raise them all down to the next generation. That's what I say. Our black community is a generational curse that happens over and over again. You can't make this shit up.
What we got to start doing is holding women accountable. They ain't gonna like it. All they gonna do is cry, kick and scream while they going down. But at the end of the day, they got to get that work, just like we get that work.
I'm going down.
You got to get that. You got to get that work too. Bottom line.
Yeah. See, you just
you gonna get that work just like we get that work, because ain't nobody perfect. So,
nobody.
My brother, man. I'm gonna have to get up on out of here. But I appreciate, man, you and all the work you doing, man. I think you're a beacon of light. I know, sometimes people don't like the way you deliver your message, but I love it.
I don't get
you feel me?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give you bro. You get an explosion for that. You dropping bombs over here, boy.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, but I want to respond to that explosion.
Kiss my ass, you don't like it.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, man. All praises, man. All praises, man. I like your channel, man. And I like how you keeping it global and universal. Yeah. And you're just putting forth the issue that is plaguing our culture in general. And at some point, man, we gotta grow up, man, as a group of people, man, men and women, and understand it ain't just about you and your attitude and your resentment. It's about the development of healthy kids, man. And that can only come about when people let shit go. It's like, let it go, man. All hate hurts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stop using the system, because the system is the last step. But y'all use it as the way to fool, draw the first blood. And, the way I look at it, man, if men don't start using the system, it's going to continue. Men got to use the system just like they do,
Yeah, 100%, man. And y'all heard what he said. Y'all better let it go. Yeah, y'all better let it go, or you'll be like that woman in the video that fall to the floor.
But I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Hey, bro, we definitely need to do this again. It ain't got to be necessarily on child support. It can be on anything, knowledge, because I brought you on here because, one, you definitely got the knowledge and the statistics, especially when we talk about black communities and when it comes to these baby mama terrorists and our young men and women. So, and I wanted you basically to co-sign. This shit is real.
Oh, it's real, man. Like, I mean, you never know who's going through it. But again, this hits men at all classes. It hits men at all races. It hits men of all belief systems and creeds. It can happen to a Jehovah's Witness. It can happen to a brother in the nation. It can happen to a devout Catholic. It can happen to a Southern Baptist. Anybody can be put in this position, man. And I understand that women don't want to be left out of the picture and just kicked to the curb. I get that. But the way they handle this, man, it's just giving too much power to women to be petty. And, the kids don't deserve that, man. You know what I'm saying? Just so a woman could just be pouty and act like she's in control, man. I don't see how replacing a patriarchy with a gynocracy is actually doing justice. I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? But hey.
100%, brother. Well, I appreciate you. Tell everybody how how they can subscribe to you before you get out of here. I know you got to go. You know, you ain't run for child support, but I know you got to go somewhere.
Man, I didn't. Hey, I ain't run from it. I ran to it. I made sure it was paid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm done with that. You feel me? I done did that. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, that's done. DUN done. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I'm right.
So but you know your kids, man, are your legacy, and it's important, man, for you to be able to have an impact and to be able to have some powers of cultivation for your own legacy. And it's unfortunate, man, that you know we live in a time and in an age where you know it's taboo to even have a conversation about men going through, you know, the rigors of dealing with a criminal justice system that's really nothing more than a racket, you know, designed to siphon people's money, whether it be the lawyers, whether it be the judges, whether it be these bureaucracies, whether it be the media, whatever the case may be, man. It's unfortunate, man, where, you know, the investment in the kids all comes down to pettiness. At some point, man, you know, we got to let that shit go. But, you know, some turds don't want to flush down the toilet, bruh, you know?
Hell yeah. And just like my man from paternity court.
Truth is what it is.
Truth is what it is.
Truth is what it is, bro. Truth is what it is.
Hey,
so I appreciate you, my brother. You can reach me on the Green Gorilla, man. All you got to do is look up Green Gorilla, man. And, you know, I wish I could post a link or something like that. But, you know.
Well, you know what? One of my subscribers, actually one of the people in the ranch put the link in. I put it earlier. Hey, somebody type in the link again so I can put it up here. So y'all can subscribe. We did
it, man. So just you know, subscribe to the Green Gorilla channel, man. I talk about all different kind of subjects, man. So you know, sometimes it's you know, on parental alienation, sometimes it's on domestic violence, sometimes it's on, you know, just things different people in the media are doing, you know, social media post and my, you know, my take on it. But, you know, it's all about enhancing men's lives because men go through shit too. And, you know, all too often we suffer in silence and we get told that that's how we're supposed to act. We're supposed to suffer in silence because being a man means being able to endure pain and to even lie to yourself that you're not even experiencing pain. And, you know, like, that's why, you know, a lot of men have high suicide rates, man, because they dealing with these issues on their own. And nobody should have to deal with, you know, that kind of isolation, that kind of hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's unnecessary, man. So,
yeah, man, that's one of the reasons why I got the platform. So some, with the men or the women come on vent and talk about it, because I don't want to see nobody committing suicide or even doing a homicide, because either way, you lose trying to get at this baby mama terrorist. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of seeing that. That shit ain't no joke. Live your life. Keep them veins.
For sure. Vindictiveness. This is the last thing I want to say. You know, nobody likes to be hurt. But, like, it's one thing to hurt somebody intentionally and protractedly, and it's another thing to hurt somebody you ain't even mean to. You know what I'm saying? Like, but intentional. That's why there's a difference between degrees of murder. Like premeditating harm to another individual by means of a long-winded plot to keep him, you know, in disarray and to make him feel bad. That's some evil shit, man. That's something kids do, man. Petty people do. It's time for us to grow up, man. And men who do shit like that are just as petty as the women who do shit like that. Let's stop the pettiness, man. All that hating is hurting. So, you know, thank you for so much for inviting me on your platform, brother. Man. And, you know, I love your content, man. So keep it moving, man. Don't be quiet, man.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. And anybody want to subscribe, the link is right here, right there. Subscribe to Green Gorilla. Y'all click on it. Please subscribe. Like I said, if you want to hear some real shit, definitely talk to this brother right here. This is a brother with a PhD, man, with a scholar. You know what I mean? I'm just, well, I ain't gonna say it because he don't want to hear, but I'm from Cottage Grove, and everything he said, I have told y'all this. You know,
look, like I keep telling you, boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, 87th King Drive, my stomping grounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know about, I get that. I told you, boy, I know Hers chicken, that quarter bird, baby, that hot in the mild sauce mix. I'm telling you, boy, right up there where the Jew Osco is, man, where the Foot Locker is, with the 24-hour fitness that used to be up there on the corner where the bank is. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, the McDonald's over there.
Yeah.
Come on, man, like that's my stomping grounds. The liquor store. Right across from over there, man. All them little seagulls be in the parking lot shitting on all the cars. Come on, man. Like, that's my stomping grounds, too. Right up there where Chicago State at, man, catching the bus. Ain't that 95th? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like, you act like I don't know Chicago, bro.
Oh, I know you know. And next time you come out here, let me know, man. We definitely link up, man.
For sure, bro. For sure, man.
Born and raised on 89th Cottage Grove, man. Shout out to 89th. Yeah. Man.
Peace out, man. I'm about to sign off, but peace out, man. Long live the Mr. Palmer channel, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Long live Green Gorilla. You can't make this shit up, man. Peace to the gods. Yes,
peace.
Sir. All right, peace, brother. Hey, like I said, man, this was definitely good dialogue. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted y'all to hear from the horse's mouth. This is one of the brothers that y'all watch, y'all listen to, y'all follow, y'all subscribe to. You know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely take heed to. You can't make this shit up. I'm glad the people that joined. I'm glad y'all joined in. Mr. O, where you at, man? You in the background. Where you at, man? I know unless you got to go to work. I want to hear y'all thoughts. I want to hear y'all what y'all think about the content and also y'all thoughts on what we talking about. You know how we get down, and then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I gotta get off the couch and run for child support and go on to the. I'm finna go somewhere over there near Riverdale. Go hang out at a park somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Yisrael, what's good, brother? My brother from Cincinnati.
What's good, man? Something he said earlier about how it's a high suicide rate because of the baby mama terrorism and because of the mental anguish, because we don't have no heart for it. We're not supposed to have no heart for our children, and just the financial situation they put a person in. You know what I mean? Taking your license, taking everything you need to survive. You know what I'm saying? People have a high level of suicide rate. That's why I'm glad what he said. He was like, man, I do it for brothers. We talk about domestic violence, we talk about this, but it's the same thing with your channel. It's even because men don't try to get no type of therapy. You know, people they're scared of therapy. So we need y'all. Y'all really like therapy for real. I come through this motherfucker and I feel better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not only I'm talking to people that's going through the same situation I'm going with, but I'm not crazy to know that I ain't wrong. I ain't fucked up. People want to say, "Oh, you a deadbeat, you did," like, and I love my baby. I want to be around my baby, but you must have did something. What did you do? You already know, the court must have did. You know what I mean? So it's good to come here and talk to y'all brothers, man. It's therapy for me.
Yeah, 100% fact. J-Lon, what's going on, brother? You there?
Hold on, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, J-Lon, I hear you loud and clear. We hear you.
All right, this thing was lagging, but it's working now. I just want to say I appreciate this platform. For others, this is like therapy, but for people like me, people who don't have kids, this is more like an awakening for us.
Right.
Because, we never was, I was not aware that this crap was going on until this platform. So that's just what I wanted to say. That was my 2 cents on what y'all what y'all spoke on the panel. So
no doubt, man. I definitely appreciate you, brother. This brother right here is in school. He don't have no kids, and of course he's not married. He's 20 years old, man. And technically he had no reason to come on his platform, but actually he does. Now, technically I say he don't because he ain't got no kids, he ain't married, and he focuses on school and stuff. But he actually do because he gonna get grown. He gonna want to get married or want to have kids, but he need to know what's going on if he get with the wrong one. So yeah, shout out to J-Lon for still continuing to follow the page and subscribe and show support. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it as always, brother. And it's quite a few men in here that do not have kids. I think Supreme 10, he don't have no kids. He about 40 years old or 50 years old. He ain't got no kids. But he support the page because he's seen it. He's seen the shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, who else? Mr. O. He ain't got no kids. But he's seen it. His father went through it. His father, 80-some years old, and even he went through it. So that's what I'm saying. Dr. Thunder just chimed in. He married. He got kids. He ain't got them problems, but he know because he's seen his friends go through it. He looked it up. He been around it as far as seeing it. But he ain't in that situation, but he support my page. He was following my page before I even knew who Dr. Thunder was. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot. I mean, I got it's women in here that ain't went through it, but their husband went through it. Or they was alienated from seeing their father. You know what I'm saying? Like Gail Lockett, the district attorney, you know what I'm saying, of my page. She was raised by a baby mama Terrence, alienated her father at the picture. She saw her daddy, I believe she was 18, and luckily she was able to be around him before he passed. You can't make this shit up. These baby mama Terrors are real. It's real. And this shit been going on for a long time. This shit ain't just happening in the 2000s. This shit been going on since the 60s. When it comes to black.
I'm not gonna do anything for me to.
So this shit out here is real. I'm gonna let Dead Set say something. Then I'm gonna let Jeremiah say something. Then I'm gonna let Noble say something to Dr. Thunder. Hey, Dead Set, you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, brother? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm just sitting here waiting to go to work so that I can pay my child support.
Yeah, pay your child support so you don't lose your license and everything else, bro. That's why I tell you, pay that child support and keep them veins cold. You know what I mean? So what's your take on this, brother?
Well, I had the classic situation. I'm not going to go too much into it, but yeah, both of my children were born in wedlock.
Oh, okay. You married?
Yes. And my ex-wife, she's a teacher here in DC.
Oh, she got the degree, you know.
Yeah, she's degree.
All that
yes.
Shit. Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Got a shield, y'all.
And the good thing, but I got married to her when I was 43. No, I was 42 when I got married to her. Okay. And so I already knew how to protect my assets.
Right.
But to go on to what the courts did, because I protected my assets, what the court did was it increased the amount of child support I was allowed to pay, even though we made close to the same amount of money. So,
you know what? I ain't gonna ask what state you in, but what I'm gonna ask you, because you talk behind the scene, but I am gonna ask you, don't they go by both incomes?
Yes, they do. And they couldn't get me on alimony. They couldn't take my property because, I had a post-nup in there.
Good, my man. You didn't do a prenup, you did a post-nup.
I did a post-nup. Yes. A lot of people don't know about those.
You the man, bro.
Hey,
teach us how to do it.
Everybody give them a hand. Put ones in the chat, y'all. I'm sorry, Dan said I had to do it. We got to give credit where credit is due. Throw the ones up. Go. That's what I'm talking about. I told y'all. Some states try to go around and bullshit, which they do, but it's better to have it than not have it, and chance not to have it. Please, shout out to this brother.
Yes. So I couldn't be got on alimony, even though she didn't qualify for it. But the judge, he ignored everything, and there was a lot of moving parts in my case because she even came up with a child abuse thing the whole 9 yards. So basically, I got stuck paying close to $30,000 a year in child support.
Wait, say that again?
I pay close to $30,000 a year in child support. About 29,000 and some change.
So wait, if I'm kind of grow crazy, but if we divide that by 12, we're going by month. 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I put 90,000. I ain't trying to jinx you. I put 90,000. No, it's 30,000. 30,000 divided by 12. That comes out. You pay $2,500 a month for how many kids?
2.
So 2 kids, $2,500.
Yes,
a
I
month.
pay enough to pay her rent.
I don't know if you do
yes.
that. 600.
There ain't no alimony in there either.
$5 a week.
Yes.
What the fuck?
And now, how
And
did that happen, even though y'all both got the same income?
Dirty motherfucker.
Well, I know why, but I just want to hear. Well, they tell you the reason why, and they be bullshit. That's why I want to ask.
It was bullshit. It was bullshit because he couldn't. the judge couldn't sell my property and he couldn't sell my income. So what he did was he hit me with I think it's 31% of my income, 30 something like 31.5% of my income is what he hit me for. And I already told you that the case is being appealed because every lawyer that I talked to, including the lawyer that I originally had, said no, it's supposed to be somewhere around 10 to 12%.
Right.
So he did me dirty, and then I guess what he was trying to do was he was trying to hit me so hard that I would not be able to afford an appeal. But I was like, okay, look, I'm old enough to know how to shake and move. So I moved my money around, did X, Y, and Z, and I appealed it. And so I'm just waiting for my court day right now.
So wait a minute. So I understand it. I know why he did it, because he couldn't get nothing from you and all that jive. So he said, I'm gonna get something one way or another. I want y'all to see how crooked these judges are and how child support will try to set you up for failure. Now, mind you, they both made the same. They couldn't get no alimony. Not saying he shouldn't pay no child support, because they're gonna make you pay some, but it shouldn't be no 40%, 30%. It should have been like 5%, if anything. Because there should be no child support, but they're gonna get something. But they tacked it on because he couldn't get shit from the post nup and from the house and all that job. I mean, I want y'all to see how they'll try to crook it you, and then you have to pay money and spend more money on a lawyer or spend more money going back to fourth court, and they're gonna prolong it to the max until they finally say, okay, well, we're gonna lower it. But then you spend another $15,000, so they still reap the benefits off you. This is what they do. This is what they do. And of course, go ahead.
I was gonna ask the brother, man, could you put your email into the private chat, man? I want to text you these interrogatories, man, because you could. I want to show you can put them in default. So if you got a lawyer, you can get if they don't answer the interrogatories, you can default them because they're not going to answer them. So if you got a lawyer, that's be the best way to do it. But I just put it in the private chat. I'm gonna send them to you. And talk to you about it, because I don't know how you going about doing it, but you can just kill the whole damn child support, kill the whole thing with some interrogatories. I'm gonna holler at you because I'm in appeals right now too. It just depends how dirty it is. You got to get a judge that's not getting paid by child support, because a lot of them are getting paid unless you're in the court of appeal. You say you get an appeal. Are you in the court of appeals? Because if you're you're still in the lower court, then they're getting paid.
He just sent it, bro. He just sent it the emails. You can email it. Look in the private, and you can send it to him. Yeah. Brother, Dan said he's in Cincinnati, and he actually running for council so he can try to change the laws, and he know the laws real good. So what he send you is gonna be legit. No bullshit.
Okay, good, because I filled out my interrogatories, but
right. But you never, because he could tell you, whatever. But it's bullshit. I appreciate you telling your story. But let me ask you this. No, I ain't gonna ask you this because but the sad part about it is you're going through the divorce, and she know you're a good father, you want to be a father, yet they want to make you suffer. They want to set you up for failure. Most couples, if you really know, hey, it's over with, it's a done deal. I don't want no child support. I want equal parenting, and we'll take care of ourselves. We don't need child support involved. But you know why they do that?
Well, I know the reason why she did it is because she thought I was gonna fall flat on my face.
Right, to make you suffer.
Yeah, and so when I kept moving, and then when she was on the cusp of losing the case because she was at my front door acting a fool, to the point where I had to basically call the police, and I caught it on my Ring camera on that very day when she got the kids. She said that I was abusing my children.
Yeah, see, and wait a minute, how old are you again?
Right now, I'm 50.
Right, and this happened when you was how old?
50.
I just want you to say it.
No. That happened when I was 49.
But I'm just no. But what I'm saying is, this dude ain't 21 years old. This dude ain't 25 and did a pump and dump oopsie and shit like that. He got married. He waited till he was older to get married. He waited till he got older to have kids. And guess what? Still happened with the bullshit.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This shit has no age limit, no color, don't have no political party. It don't have nothing to do if you pro-black, if you Klan member. It don't make a difference.
It's just a consumer experience to them. That's all it is. It's just
right.
a consumer experience.
Anything to make you so. I told they say they're against white supremacy, but they sure got the man up in white supremacy. That's why I say you can't make this shit up.
I know I did have a question about earlier, because I remember y'all saying about how some women don't pay, they give it to the system and don't pay. But I know that some of them, when they get their child snatched with children's services, they do have to pay child support. So I'm trying to figure out which ones, you know what I'm saying? Because I know women been telling me like, okay, yeah, they tricked me. I lost my rights and I still got to pay child support.
Yeah, it's some that do still have to pay, but believe me, they don't get to go through the same penalties. They may pay, but they can actually see. It might be different with them on the state because they got the child and child support versus the man getting the money. I don't know about when they were.
Yeah.
It's a difference when it comes to man versus woman paying child support to that party. That's what I'm saying.
The state gonna get their shit, but they don't care about that man.
Right. But as far as the state, you're gonna pay the state. They're gonna get
it.
I want to give a shout out to the Bell 5,000 for the $5 donation. He said, men need to stop being scared of the backlash of our enemy, the baby mama terrorist and the simp enforcer. Men of all colors have the same thing in common. Let's fight together, strong. That's what I'm saying. An enemy of my enemy of an enemy is my friend. Put our difference to the side and do what's the common good. Fuck all this, you know what I'm saying, bullshit we had. We had the bullshit, but we got something that's worse than our bullshit. So that's what I mean. So yeah, exactly. Appreciate you, brother. I hope you be able to get that shit lowered to 5%, my brother. I really do. Cause that shit that's bullshit.
I got a good chance because I got a lot of good lawyers on my side.
Good. Yeah,
everybody says the same thing. This is outrageous.
It definitely is. We definitely gonna talk behind the scene anyway, though. So say no more, cause we gonna be doing some other shit anyway. But you just can't make shit up. 50 years old. 50 years old. 50. I didn't go to mine. I was I 48? I'm 42, 5 years. I was 38. I want to say 37, 38, man. When I went through the bullshit. I was like, man, I ain't old in the game. You know what I'm saying? You can't make this shit up, man. Appreciate you, Dead said. Let's all put the ones for 5%. Put the ones in there for the support, man. 5%. Man, my brother Noble.
What's going on, bro?
Hey, man, my brother from Baltimore, but he a different type of Baltimore though.
hey, I'm in Baltimore too, man. So,
what's up, man, bro?
Oh, you in Baltimore, Dead set?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm a Baltimore implant. Put it that way.
Baltimore, we ain't land on Baltimore. Baltimore land on us.
Right.
Yeah, because these Negroes out here, man.
Everybody from Baltimore tell me the same thing, fam. I'm like, man, I just drove through the shit, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, my daddy, and he actually from Detroit.
Okay, yes, sir, from the D.
He was a criminal. He was a criminal there. He a criminal here.
He's a criminal over.
Okay. Today was it was a good build.
Yes, sir.
I've just been taking in a lot of information, period, and I'm just like, you got to walk away from these creatures, bro.
Oh, yes, sir.
They associate when you have an entire generation of females or value system is consumerism. Really, their value system and what makes them valuable is how much stuff they can suck up. It's pointless. Like you hear it marriage after marriage, relationship after relationship, that these chicks is walking away because they're endlessly looking for some type of fulfillment from consumerism, from some shit that some other girl did, and it's just you just wasting your time. So-called first world or United States or UK chicks or whatever you want to call them, they're just worthless. They're not. I mean, you can talk about the contradictions until you blow in the face. It just makes no sense. They don't deserve us. They are disingenuous, and you already know what I talk about when it comes to black females and their so-called motherhood. It's just sad because you see, like the brother was like the Green Gorilla was talking earlier. little boys don't have no clue on what's going on, and you have to educate them to protect themselves from their fucking mother, from their mother. Like when you coming up in a world where you got to watch your back from your mom, what type of world is that? What type of world is that? It's just
100%.
the point. It's the point where you have to walk away, and you don't, because if you fight, that plays into the hand. If you stay, that plays into the hand. There's nothing you can do but ostracize them from your life, eliminate their voice from your life, and move on. There are around this country, around this planet, there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, or literally billions of beautiful brown-skinned women around the planet. You have no reason to be stuck with these fucktards in this country. You have no reason. None. You cannot have to be stuck to this stupid shit. It's just fucking retarded. It doesn't even kind of make any sense, bro. 83% of our children are abused. They got custody 92% of the time. No mystery who's abusing the children. So what the fuck do I want to have the worst mother on the planet for? And a black female. Why? You've murdered 46.5 million children in 42 years. I don't even know if my fucking child gonna get here. Because you may feel it's more comfortable for you to slaughter our child. So what are we talking about at this point? You got one job. 80% of y'all overweight. 80% of that is obese. If you don't give a fuck if you don't give a fuck enough to take care of what God gave you, why would you care about anything I gave you? There's no version where it makes an inch of sense. Walk away. Walk away. Keep it corporate. Keep it pushing.
Yep. If you got to pay the child support, pay your child support. Wash your hands, move on. I had a copy and paste this, what I post. This is from Simply a Diva. I couldn't find her. She did a $5 super chat with this question. I couldn't find it. I tried to look it up, so I had to copy it from my other computer to put it up here. She says, my stepson is developing his baby mama Terry's ways after years of manipulation. He stopped speaking to us again. This always happens at the visit from his mom. I had said this earlier, but I want y'all to take heed of this. They got primary custody. So it ain't even every other weekend. Manipulation is a powerful thing. I know plenty of fathers who got custody of their children or equal parenting, and their child is still manipulated to be disrespectful to the father, to hate the father, to disrespect his wife and shit like that. Shout out to Simply a Diva. You can't make this shit up. And you know, I'm gonna say what MMA say. MMA say there are many of men that run for child support. Well, if they got a baby mama terrorist that alienate them out the picture, and they ain't not allowed to be fathered, they should run for child support. You know what I'm saying? Me, I pay my child support and just do what I do and live my life. Because that's all these motherfuckers want anyway. The unfortunate part is the child support they do get, they don't use this shit on their child. They use it for some other niggas, especially married niggas. So, I mean, it's whatever. Abortion, the person, I guess is a girl, boy, I don't know. Abortion is encouraged by men.
I need to interject on that.
Hey, but here's the thing. The only thing I was going to say was, yeah, it's encouraged by men, but if you want to use that logic, that's fine. We encourage y'all to get abortions, but the ones who make that final decision is who? Right. Because if a man say get rid of the kid, they don't. And if the man say he want the kid, they get an abortion. That's usually how it is. And what's the abortion rate? No, but you know more than I do. What's the abortion rate? How many millions?
46.5 million children murdered in 42 years in Parent Parenthood alone.
Okay.
Black females. Total 62 million. Total.
That sound about right. And the majority is not because the man made them get an abortion.
Of course not.
It was a choice.
I'm going to tell you, in my marriage, it was just the opposite. Because when I impregnated my ex with my son, she wanted to abort him. And I was like, by no means will you abort my son. Jesus. I would have divorced her right on the spot. And she knew it. So she went through with the pregnancy, a pregnancy that she didn't want.
See what I mean?
I was like, I'll take my son. I don't care. Because she knew going into our marriage that abortion was off the table.
Even though they married, and even though she could have took the shot pill, IUD, she could have did all that shit but she chose not to, but then get pregnant and say, I want an abortion. I don't want the child. Come on, man. You can't make this shit up.
They don't want to be mothers. Being a mother is going to interrupt their consumer experience.
Yeah,
okay. That's the whole
point of being married.
But then they get knocked up again and then do the same oopsie again. That's what I don't get. You do it 3, 4, 5 times.
Oopsie, 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 oopsie.
That's how it be.
Oopsie, 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 oopsie.
And you know what? All these fucking oopsies, they still be labeled as queens. They still be labeled as women, ladies, and gods and earths and all this shit with all these same old motherfucking
oopsie, 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 oopsie.
They sound like a motherfucking ambulance run down the street. That shit.
Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie.
That shit, how many oopsies they did. That's why I say
oopsie.
These baby mama parents ain't gotta help. They don't have to hold no type of accountability because Captain Saber that come save the day.
Here I come to save the day.
Talking that shit about that ass though. Y'all know how I get down, man. You know I ain't lying. Hey man, y'all sit back and talk about what the fuck men don't do. Men is we got stats, CDCs, and everything else to show what the fuck y'all don't do and what y'all cause and what y'all destroy. That's a fact, Jack, and that's all I gotta say with that.
Another thing you brothers need to, I know you on this too, Mr. Palmer, because in that same situation with my son, when I told her that she couldn't get an abortion, I still went and got a paternity test done.
Yeah.
Man, y'all, he's married. He was married. He did it the right way, and he still got a DNA.
It don't cost much, and nowadays you don't even got to wait till the boy is born.
Bro,
you ain't got to wait. They can just
chance it.
Yeah, you can just pull the blood right out of her veins, and they can tell you before that child is even born that whether it's yours or not. So there's no excuses anymore.
Take heed to this. Take heed to this, y'all. I want to give a shout out to MPI for the $5 donation. He said, "Dang, y'all still here? I'm late to the BMT party." That's all right, bro. But I appreciate you coming here. You know, I know you run for child support too. You can't make this shit up, man. But we got my boy Jeremiah up in the building. What's good, brother?
Man, I just wanted to give you a big salute and hand clap and finger snap all the way around the table, man. You dig what I'm saying? This is some real major and monumental, historical shit that you got going on right now. So I just wanted to give you a big salute, homeboy. That's really it.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, Jay. Where you from? You was on here before, though.
Yeah, I'm from Long Beach, California, man. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, it's
I know you from the West Coast. Your accent shows you from Long Beach. How you doing, brother?
I'm straight West Coast in the day, man. You dig? Everything good, man. Just kind of chilling out and just just getting shit squared away for the week. I really want to hop in the whole in the round table of counsel. You know what I'm saying? I had a real similar situation, even to the point to where my daughter's mom said, "Jeremiah, I'm finna go get on Section 8 and watch the kids for a couple weeks." Cool, no problem. I got you. Those 2 weeks turned into like 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, right? So the next time I seen her, she was on, I don't know if y'all remember the TD Jake show. She was on the TD Jake show. Hey, Mr. Palmer.
Hey, bro.
Mr.
You
Palmer.
got that video?
Now, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Can I be honest?
Yeah.
They took that shit down. They took that shit down. TD Jakes took it down. TD Jakes took it down. OWN took it down. The producers took it down. And the shit is digital ether now.
Why they take it down?
Well, it could have been Jeremiah. It could have been me. It could have been me because after I watched the show, nigga, I went hard on the producers of the OWN network, TD Jakes, and I went hard on their ass on Twitter. Like, fuck you niggas. You niggas ain't shit. That's fucked up. How you gonna paint a black man? Okay, the title of the show was Overwhelmed, Mothers Overwhelmed by Motherhood. Overwhelmed Mothers. All right, for sure. So you got my child's mom on there, and the kids are with me watching you on TV. What? So you know, brother TD Jake said, so where's the father of these children? Oh, he's not in their life. Nigga, the kids is with me. Fuck you talking about? So I went through 90 dogs. She was on TV, lying, went to court, called the judge a bitch in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, told this nigga he don't know what he doing. You a bitch. You should be kicked off the bench. Nigga, the bailiff had to hold me in the courtroom and send me out the back door like I was Michael Jackson or some shit. Like, you know what, sir? We don't feel, no, I'm this dead serious. It's funny, but I'm serious. He said, bro, I don't feel safe for you. This is a LA County Sheriff deputy. I don't feel safe for you, homeboy. So I'll tell you what you're gonna do. I'm gonna lock these court doors and we're gonna send you to the back. The fuck?
But they wouldn't arrest her or put her in jail.
No, dog, okay, we in court. She's getting emotional. She called the judge a bitch. Fuck you. You don't know what you're doing. You should be kicked off the bench. So he slammed all the shit on the desk and left. On some drop the mic shit, on some Jadakiss shit. Dropped the mic and left. She walked out the courtroom emotional, and that was it. So I'm like, okay. Walk me out the back. I go on. Come to find out, the judge's order was to give her an extra week of custody. What? Okay. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. So I had to see the shit because she dropped the kids off on me with no social security cards, no food, no diapers, no clothes, no money, no nothing. And I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Nigga, I don't even have y'all niggas social security cards, birth certificates. If y'all fall and hit your mouth for anything, nigga, I just look like a fucking neighbor just taking care of your kids for you.
Right.
The fuck? So, man, but you know, I just want to give a big shout out to you and Christopher Smith, the League of Dads, man. Y'all really talked me through a whole lot of mental issues with that shit and how to really do it right. Like, all right, I got your ass. I know exactly what to do. I hit brother Christopher Smith of the League of Dads. He was like, nigga, she talking shit. Take her ass back to court and fill a silver suit on her ass. Nigga, defamation of character. Right? You know, and hey, he's abusing the kids. And okay, this is what I want to give all the brothers. Listen to me, brothers, please. If you have small children between the age, I would say between 15 and under, my child's mom accused me of beating the kids and doing all this little weird shit. So how I use my brain, I said, okay, I went and made my kids a YouTube page and let them go video their own videos, going swimming, baseball, Dodger Stadium, all kind of shit. So we get to court, oh, he's abusing the kids and he does, oh, honor, well, here's their YouTube pages. You can actually pull it up. Matter of fact, why you're not doing nothing, can you subscribe for me? You feel what I'm saying? So I created a YouTube page for my kids so that you can't say I'm abusing them, nigga, because they filming their own videos. Fuck you talking about? You don't see them crying. You don't see it. So
hey, brother, American Negro said drop your link because I guess he here in California too, bro.
Oh shit, American Negro, man, definitely. I definitely do that. I'm gonna leave it in the chat. Yeah, so just make your kids a YouTube page, man. And you know, I don't know about how your state do your thing, but they got these Obama phones. Don't get them connected. Go holler at the man. Give them $30-$40. There go the phones. Let the kids record their own videos. Make them their own little channel, own little email, and let them drop the videos.
You know what? Y'all got kids that's 15 and under. And these baby mama tests want to lie on you. If y'all got, y'all get custody, so other than having cameras in your house, you definitely, let them do social media. Exactly. You monitor it, but y'all monitor it too. Y'all monitor it.
No, I'm watching everything. I'm like I said, I'm being the concerned parent.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah. Some pedophile be in the comments and all that jazz.
Yeah, niggas be weird. I can't. It's too much shit going on in the world to worry about weird Negroes.
I ain't talking about the child. These petty.
And And to be honest with you, and just the way California works out, I found out through a little bit of research that if you apply for child support in California, the other parent is only getting $50. That's it.
If they're on welfare, if they're on welfare,
you know what? I just seen the little shit. I just seen it with it was Vice News and Robert Redford. They did a whole little cartoon about the shit and how much goes where, and they basically said, nigga, if you $50, I guess if they on county or whatever however the situation work out, they said basically California child support, the child is only getting $50.
If y'all in California, I need to look that up. That sounds like if you're on welfare, but hey, $50 a lot of money. That's what you wanted.
That's hey, bro, don't trip. So that's why, hey, man, go down there and put yourself on it. Fuck it. Here, it's the same paperwork, child custody, paternity, all that shit is the same paperwork. You just turn it over, fill the shit out. Here you go. I'll put myself on the shit, and that way, basically, in the words of Sister Mary Wells, I beat you to the punch. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So, you just got to be kind of just stay diligent, man. Be on your P's and Q's, and I know they're terrorists, and if this was any other nation across the world, the UN peacekeepers would be called in. It'd be all kind of shit going on, worldwide news coverage, but for the past 50 years, it seemed like niggas don't even give a fuck. So it's cool. So get your cameras, let your kids record themselves, put it on YouTube. You dig what I'm saying? And man, y'all go out there and stay diligent. I just wanted to give you a big salute.
Appreciate you, my brother, to the fullest. Man, hey, I want to give a shout out to League of Dads, man. I fucks with him. We follow each other on IG, man. I've been talking to him for a couple of years. I ain't even seen him in a while in a minute, but he out here doing the Lord's work. You know what I mean?
He's still rocking, bro. It's to Jeremiah. To me personally, he was the original Kevin Samuels. I'm saying it. It's him. He was the original.
Hey, I know he talked about his baby mama Terrace. He mentioned the whole name, first, middle, last, everything to go along with it, man.
Man. So
hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you, my brother. I want to give a shout out to MPI for the $10 donation. He said he mentioned Social Security cards. My homeboy asked for a copy of his kid's Social Security card, and she went off on him. They stingy with the info. I got the Social Security number, birth certificate, and the affidavit with the mother's Social Security number. That's what's up, man. Salute to you, my brother.
Yeah. I had to go get birth certificates, stock records. I had to get all this shit with no birth, no nothing. So I had to go in there and start thugging shit. And let's be honest, us being men of melanated backgrounds or whatever, some people may take it as, you being he's the evil black man or whatever the fuck, whatever word they want to make up nowadays. So man, I had to go in there like thugging, like, yo, I need all this shit. Shoot it, my nigga. Cut the shit. I'm the daddy, nigga. Here go the paperwork. What you gonna do about it, nigga? Here you go. Like, for real. So, yeah, bro, y'all just stay diligent on this shit, man. Don't let this shit stress you out. You feel what I'm saying? I live in Cali, man, so I'm gonna suggest, you know what I'm saying, you might want to get you some of that California green and just, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and roll it up the right way.
I heard that, my brother. I appreciate you, man. I don't smoke, so you know what I'm talking about. I won't be able to do it. I do it edible.
There you go, man. There you go, right? So however you need to do it, man, do it. Make sure you do it big.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, my brother. Hey, Dr. Thunder, up in the house. What's going on, Dr. Thunder? How you doing, brother?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. You know me, just trying to stay off this couch, man.
That's right. I have a guy, old friend of mine, and he really went through it with his daughters and his ex. So, he was on child support. He was paying and doing what he was supposed to do.
Right.
But the mom poisoned the girls to the dad. So he didn't see his daughters for years and years. He's doing all the stuff he was supposed to do. she had them convinced that he was some, low life, some, that he was doing all kind of whatever.
Even though he's
And
paying
this
child
is a
support, right?
stand-up dude.
Even though he's paying child support, right?
That's right.
He all these things, but they sure take that check. I don't get it. I don't get
Yeah,
it.
he was paying something like $1,500 a month, just cash money, putting it in her hand, and yeah, she was on some. Now they at least in the beginning they went to the same church, and one Sunday they both went down to the altar. He went down because he just wanted to support her, but she was still doing all that dirt. She was still doing all the same dirt on both sides of that. Yeah, it's messed up, man. The way that this thing is set up, and I'm calling for a BMT sex strike.
I know that's right. 100% facts. I want you to say that one more time. What is you calling out?
Yes, I'm calling for a BMT sex strike.
Damn right.
Yeah,
What is
see,
that
that's
consist of, brother?
Well, really what has to happen is we have to start exercising better dick discipline. You can't just put it anywhere. You need to vet these women. It's not. It used to be that you could take a chance, and more often than not, you'd end up with a woman of, pretty good moral character. 40, 50 years ago. But that ain't the case anymore. Now it's, the women, their body counts are higher than all the guys in the same age range. And then this whole commercialism thing is out of control, and it's as if getting to the bag is the most important thing, and so they'll do whatever necessary. A lot of them will. Now I'm going to say this too, because there are still some traditional women out there. I happen to get one. Bless the Lord. And fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. Didn't have any kids before we got married. All of that. So I feel like I cashed out just in time. But I'll tell you, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, if it was up to making that decision now, given the low stock, the low value, just, man, it's such a crapshoot, because these days it's like you can get married, you can even vet somebody, and then they can just like turn on a dime.
Mm-hmm.
That's why guys scared to get married now.
Yeah, and it's really that really is at the detriment of women. It hurts women the most. So what I'm also calling for is the traditional women that are out there to start calling out this foolishness.
Yep.
They need to start talking about this, not just us. Because until that starts to happen in mass, it's only going to get worse.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the reality.
That's why I always say to these women, like the sister that challenged me before when I was on the show, don't sit and tell me it's good women. It's like saying it's good cops. I need to see enough bad cops getting shot and going to jail first. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Y'all call them out. Y'all with them privately. You know the fuck shit that they doing.
Right. They got more power than we do.
You gotta understand that their stupid fantasy is irrelevant. When your skin is brown in North America, your fucking first focus is to be free. We're not free at all. All we can do is what they allow us to do. So I don't got time to be fighting with you with stupid shit. So them women have to take responsibility for their sisters. Period. He's right.
But by the time they figure out how they should be and how they should treat a man, they're too old. and with their jealousy creeping
Yeah,
in, they're not going to tell the young girls how to get a man because they don't want to be left out. So it's literally like a repeated cycle, like a dog chasing his tail. By the time they get
Yeah.
mature and figure out how to be fit, feminine friendly, and understand that this feminism movement was a lie, they're not going to go back and tell the young girls because that whole jealousy that women have with each other.
Yes.
Yeah, so the mate selection is that's the primary issue. And yeah, you know, I have simped and fallen short myself, and for all have simped, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like we're not, uh, we're not also guilty of poor mate selection, but men, the males of a particular species are not necessarily supposed to be skilled in mate selection. They're supposed to try to get everything. It's the females that are supposed to say no. It's them that are supposed to say, you know what? You have 5 baby daddies. I don't think it's a good choice. But now, 5 baby daddies, that's like pre-selection. It's like, well, they wanted him, so now I want him too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's and that's a real problem. But the mate selection thing has to improve. Now, whenever you bring this up to women, often is the case, especially if it's a modern woman, they'll get very offended, and it's like of course, they want to turn it on. Hey, but it takes a guy, the man. But what about the man? I'll say, look, I'm holding men accountable. I'm hard on men.
Right.
I agree 100%, brother. We all got to take accountability, man. That's why I did a pre-record on PJ Washington. I'm like, man, that's on you, and I blame the father. His father is his financial advisor, and he did advise him good. He said, out of your 100%, you gonna use 20% of your earnings as to spend. The rest gonna be put up. Smart. The only thing he didn't teach his son is about these baby mama tears and how they want to use your sperm to get paid. And this is a prime example about his situation. His father didn't teach him that. He taught him all about finance, but now you got to teach him how to add another 25% to the 20% that you're using.
Hey, Mr. Palmer, check this out. As you say, like, we hold these men accountable. I'll go further than that. I know the dude that hooked him up with Brittany because I'm out of Dallas, and Brittany used to be in Dallas all the time at clubs, and I know PJ Circle in Dallas, and so I just asked the homie that we know that he does a podcast with, do you blame such and such for what PJ is going through? And he said, I do, in a way, because as a man older than PJ, you're supposed to give him the game, but you hooked him up with this Jezebel spirit. So we do hold men very accountable. And I know
we
the
do
person
over
who
here. I
hooked
can't
up
speak
PJ.
on nobody else.
Yeah.
We do over here. I can't speak on everybody else somewhere else that say it's all just women's fault. No, we got to take accountability. And his father's a great person telling about the finance part, but you didn't tell him about these baby mama terrors, these groupies, these money, these killmongers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's
I look
on
at the
you.
dude. Sometimes I want to say, I don't say nothing, and I haven't said nothing, but I really want to say something to the homie that hooked him up. Like, why would you hook him? But it's not my place. I'm new to Dallas. I'm still trying to get in. Where, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
But the situation happened because the homie hooked him up with Brittany. But PJ was definitely infatuated with Brittany. That's when he should have told him, "Hey, you don't want this piece." And a lot of us over here do tell other men, it's not red pill rage. We do tell men, "Hey, you don't want that. It's a Jezebel spirit."
Yeah, but you know what? But what a lot of cats do is they'll get into this whole, that you're what is it? You well, it's not just hating. It's like when you're it's like when you're supervising too close on who somebody is getting with or not getting with.
Dick policing.
Yeah, there you go. That's the term I was looking for. And so then that turns into something else. But the fact is that there are a lot of men that are holding men accountable. That in my mind, that ain't the issue.
No, it's not.
The issue is this. It seems to me to be in two parts. It's the women that know other women that are doing exactly the stuff that we're complaining about, exactly the stuff that we're talking about, and they don't say nothing to them. And then it's the women that I'd say the women that are, I'd say, more sheltered, that haven't been exposed to that. So when you talk to them about it, they just don't know, and so they think that you're talking about their girlfriends. And as the saying goes, birds of a feather flock together. And so if you happen to have a good woman, she's not hanging out with hood rats. So she doesn't act like so none of her girlfriends are doing any of that kind of stuff. So when you start talking a certain way about these the stats and everything, it's like, oh, that stuff can't be true. That stuff can't be right, because they anecdotally they don't see it. Just like me, I anecdotally, I don't I don't know any deadbeats. I mean, that's a fact. I don't know. And you know, yeah. I mean, so my point is that you again, you have the first thing, and that is the women that know better. They know that other women are doing this stuff, and they're not calling them out on it. And then secondly, the ones that doubt that the stuff is actually an issue, because they themselves, they're not like that, and they don't know other women that are that way. Yeah.
That's why, we have to go outside our environment. That's another thing. Go outside the environment and like, again, change the laws in your mind. It goes back to the same thing, man. We got to get ourselves in order before we try to pursue a woman, high value man, and all these things, man. We have to. You got to take care of you first. You got to be around, just like Kevin saying, we got to be out around other high value men. You got to be around other prosperous brothers that's on your level or that's above your level, so you get to their level. That shit real.
I remember my dad went through the baby mama tears with my other brother, and growing up, I never wanted to be with a girl and deal with the whole child support system. So what I would always do in high school, or even now, I'll ask, how do you feel about child support? And you could tell when a woman is trying to say the right answer, so it sounds good, and you can also tell when she really means it. Like, oh, he need to support the kid, but it's like no one said he wasn't there to support the kid. What if they just split and they were together? He still need to pay. That's when I knew to get away from that girl and run for the hills. Because I've seen a lot of women use child support as a leverage to control a man. Because I seen my father go through it. So a lot of guys.
Shahrazad Ali, and this is back in the day, but she talking the same way now. She advocates that women do not try to get black men in particular caught up with the whole child support thing. She advocates that you make an agreement directly. You figure out what the agreement's going to be between the two of you. And I mean, we know that the system is not designed for our benefit, and it's not just men I'm talking about. I would argue that also, but in particular for black men. And so if you know that, if you know the history, then it's like a double infraction when black women get their go for child support against their baby's fathers.
That's what I said.
It's like a double infraction, because they know the history of racism. They know a lot of the stuff that's going on, and
it's betrayal.
Yeah, they're going to go after they're going to go after us double hard, because they already think that we're deadbeats. And then in addition to that, since a lot of us don't have the money to defend ourselves legally, they're really going to be able to get us.
I think it's more so what Dr. Francis Cress Welton said. Not so much that they think it's deadbeats, it's just that it's in their genetic favor to make sure we're not in our children's lives. All of their stats prove that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A child having both parents is to our benefits. And when you have a Jesse Owens embarrassing the entire planet, what, in the 60s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, oh so long ago, embarrassing the entire planet, and that we're genetically superior. While they're in the middle of saying they're genetically superior, I think Nazis and all them, he's embarrassing them, blowing their ass out the water. They don't want to play with us on level playing field.
No.
Like you said, when they do it, it's worse. We know the outcomes, like brother Palmer says, is the worst, but it's worse when they do it because we didn't do anything to you. I know more in African history. There's not a time in hell where sisters was oppressed by brothers for any reason.
Nope.
Something
That's
not
facts.
one time in history. I know indigenous American history. People the same darker than people in Africa. There's no version will be oppressed you. In fact,
that's facts. That's facts.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Tommy Curry. The Man Not. That's his book. I think that's a must read for anyone in the Black manosphere. It's a must read. I mean, he does a masterful job of pulling out a lot of history that has kind of been sort of covered up and propagandized. But yeah, he deals with that. One of the things, this whole patriarchy that keeps getting brought up, in particular, white women will act like they had never had anything to do with the patriarchy, and in the history of slavery, that is total hogwash.
Mm-hmm.
On the slave plantation, the woman was like the COO. She was she was organizing and handling all of the operations of the plantation, and the man was like the CEO. All right, and so often it was the woman that was deciding who was going to be punished and what the punishment would be. And so this whole thing about how white women were forced into complying because they was going to get beat up and all like this by their by the slave master, all of that kind of stuff is a bunch of hogwash. They were jointly complicit in the whole enterprise.
Yeah.
And then that whole demonizing of black men, the whole kill the buck stuff, and right around the time of suffrage, women's suffrage, when there were these claims that white women were afraid that these rabid, wild rapist black men were going to be attacking them and X, Y, and Z. And that was actually one of the critical components to getting women the right to vote. But there's a bunch of like really, really goofy stuff. Besides the fact that in the history of the world, this whole patriarchy thing is not something that I'd say 99.999% of people had anything to do with it. So the patriarchy would be the ultra elite, the ultra filthy rich. So like the king, the king and his court, there's your patriarchy. And they weren't just oppressing women. They were oppressing men, women, and children. Exactly. Anyone that was in this jurisdiction. Matter of fact, fast forwarding again to the suffrage thing, at the time that women got the right to vote, only about 20% of men could even vote because they were not because you could only vote if you were a property owner.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a bunch of hogwash that just gets thrown around, and that is just, it's out of context at best and just outright wrong at worst.
I got a question for the panel. How long do you think is going to take for women to look at the carnage that they created with this whole feminism court system? How long do you think it's going to take for them to be like, we screwed up and we need our men? 20 years, 30 years?
No, it's up to us. Well, I say that by saying, yeah, remember Roe v. Wade? Think about if that was overturned, because that's the whole abortion thing. That's why we don't have no rights when they come out. If you're unmarried in my state, because of Roe v. Wade, and because we can't even consent to a birth because of Roe v. Wade, so we ain't got no say so until that. But if that does get overturned, then we will have our say so again. That's what I'm saying. Somebody got to push it through and knock it down. Is what I'm saying, and it can be done. I mean, it's an industry that they don't want to happen, but I'm just saying, Roe v. Wade, it need to be knocked down.
You know, eventually science is going to develop to the point where all of the arguments that the theists have been making, the right to life folks, that life begins at conception folks, all of the arguments that they have been making are going to be shown to be scientifically proven. We already know to a much greater degree what's happening in the womb, much more than we knew before. But it's getting to the point now where the science is going to develop to the point where it's going to put all of those pseudoscience sort of arguments to rest. And then we're going to know that all of these millions of people that have been slaughtered even before they had a chance. I think we're going to, in the future, we're going to think of us and everybody after Roe v. Wade went into play. We're going to think of us as barbarians.
Yeah, and genocides.
Yeah, that's how that's going to go, and we're going to have all of these ridiculous numbers.
And I think, unfortunately, based off how epigenetics works, go look that up. Epigenetics, it's very important. Even if you just take so-called, y'all say modern woman, right? They've been added for years, 100+ years, man. Of this, again, I'm gonna keep saying it because I've already shown what this word means: consumerism, and their mindset, the endorphins that are released, the beta endorphins that are released, they're so attached to their consumption, they're not going to change. It's not going to happen. No time soon. Not a minimum 100 years. They're not like Will Smith in that in what is it? I Am Legend. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. It's not going to stop. It's not going to happen.
Unfortunately, I agree with you. I don't think that it's likely that anything will change. I think the science will become even more damning, but I don't see folks making a change. It's already obvious that, if you have any sense, you know that there's an issue. All of the arguments, the so-called pro-choice arguments, are total hogwash. Anybody knows that.
Yeah.
That's unless your emotion is involved in this and you see it as someone trying to take a choice away from you, taking a decision or taking something that you esteem as power away from you. Unless that's what's going on, all of the arguments are just total hogwash. So even deductively, critically speaking, we know that this stuff is hogwash. We've already known that.
Yeah.
But it is the needed. It's absolutely needed with respect to quote unquote so-called leveling the playing field between men and women. You need that. You have to have that. And so if that goes away, so that's why I think that it likely will never go away, which is a real atrocity.
Yes, it is. Can't make it up, man. Can't make this shit up, man. Black the God, you there?
I'm out. Thanks everybody for
let Dr. Thunder. What you finna say, Dr. Thunder?
Yeah. Thanks for allowing me to contribute.
Oh man,
I appreciate you.
Man. You family, fam. You ain't. Well, you gotta come back on the show.
Absolutely. Let's talk about it.
Most definitely. You got my number. We'll talk. We'll definitely talk.
All right, man.
Okay,
All right,
bro.
I'll see you.
Be safe out there, brother.
Have a good one.
You too now.
Peace.
Black the God, what's up? Peace out. Black the God, what's going on? If I get on the couch.
All right, man. You know what it is, man. Salute the panel, salute the chat. All right. I think a way to change it or to start changing it, we're gonna have to start charging for our seeds, right? Because if we keep coming at it from a Bible standpoint, from a religious view, if we keep coming at it from a relationship, what the man should do, masculine, feminine, people know they role. For us to spend years analyzing, do they know they role? That's crazy. We know they do. At this point now, all institutions have been broken down. We see the flaw in all this stuff. I think what's really going to have to start happening, some kind of paperwork or way we set up a way where we charge for our kids. Y'all living y'all best life. Y'all having the money and y'all black woman magic and you got and feminism running this show. Hey, they picking us like that anyway. Me and my partners then came to this conclusion. I'm tall, nice frame, everything intelligent, got the grind, got the drive. She don't really want you. She want the fame. She want you ain't nothing but a sex toy that breathes and bleeds. And to give her what she really wants, which is a baby doll, what she's always wanted. Somebody to love her regardless of the fuckery she do. Her parents ain't gonna keep letting it happen. They put you out at a certain age. Your friends and your sisters and brothers, they start their own families. So who do you have there in the household or amongst your crazy ass thoughts or your psycho goddamn ways to abuse? Nobody. A real nigga ain't finna stay there and let that happen. Real men, they gone, start another family, boom, boom, boom. They need a nigga gonna have a seat with them. They can have a voodoo doll right there for their psychological issues, right there. But other than that, we're gonna have to start charging for our seed. Like literally, we're gonna have to be like walking mannequins. Hey, I'm 6'2". Hey, you want 6'2" dark skin? Baby? Hey, I'm gonna need that check and I'm gonna need the residual. Hold up now. Hey, and you ain't finna play me. I'm gonna need that residual. Go ahead, find you a little simp after I give you the baby you want, because you don't want the simp, baby. We already know that. They'll date the simp and come mess with every real dude on the block. So go ahead and get your simp, get married, go live your little fake Cosby life with my kid, but keep paying me residual while y'all live that little fake life.
What would be your starting price?
That's what I think we should do.
What would be your starting? What would be your starting price?
Ooh, go ahead and give me give me 100,000. Give me 100,000 starting.
That's too low.
Hey man, I need more than that. I need at least a
residual. Residual money.
You
gotta start at 1.5
million.
Hell yeah, I need at least over $1 million. I ain't gonna lie.
I need at least $5 million.
No, but this child support. Look, if you pay $500,
like 5 trucks.
Go ahead, use it.
Check it out. If you pay $500 a month for 12 months, that's $6,000 a year. And you divide 6,000 times 18 years. That's $6,000 a year times 18 years is $108,000 of child support just paying $500 a month. So
I need $5 million, nigga. You went too low.
Yeah,
that's $108,000 they getting from that baby.
I need at least over $1 million, fam. I ain't
Hey, I'm 6 foot. I ain't got no heart diseases in my family. I need at least 5.
Oh,
no health conditions.
You gotta highlight that. That man said no heart disease. Hey, add another 50,000. No diabetes. Add another 50,000. Shit, I got stop playing. Man, got all
my CDLs. That's another 20.
Hey, that's a good idea, but y'all gotta start. You gotta start at the millions, man. Fuck 100,000.
Minimum 1.5 million. I'm Puerto Rico. I'm Puerto Rican, so you know I'm gonna add 5 million on that.
I ain't saying I did that.
Oh yeah.
Parents do that. They do that with their kids. That's how much they get in child support, but take them away from you.
Right. Facts, man. Because hey, man, you can't make this shit up. But you know what? I ain't gonna hold y'all. Hey, I ain't gonna hold y'all. This was a good dialogue, man. I gotta get the fuck off, man. It's almost 3.5, and I ain't going no further, man. Black the God, Jaylon, Tan, Noble as always, usual as always, man, and shout out to Green Gorilla and everybody that came on. I appreciate you. My boy from LBC, you know what I'm saying? I won't be on here tomorrow. I got some stuff to take care of, but I will be back on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? If I post anything, it'll probably be a pre-recorded, but I'm not going live tomorrow. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. Tan, I'm gonna hit you up, Tan, later on tonight or tomorrow, bro. I want to talk to you about this PJ Washington shit.
Hit me tomorrow because I'm about to go to sleep. I'm on my way to Oklahoma. But I did screen with
driving.
I did screen record some of your content today with you in that interview with the Gorilla guy. So
Green Gorilla,
check
okay.
Instagram out.
For sure. I appreciate you to the fullest, man. We definitely gonna talk.
Appreciate y'all.
Y'all definitely be easy. Y'all be smooth. No, but we're gonna talk too. Not today, tomorrow.
Okay, that's cool. That's what's up.
Hit up everybody. Usual. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. I'm gonna call you either today or tomorrow. It's one or the other.
Appreciate you.
Got to talk. All right, brother. Y'all be easy, man. Hey, yeah, this was definitely a great topic, great show. You know, again, you just don't know who's been through this situation until you have a conversation with that person. Either they know about it, or they've been there, done that, or they going through it. That's why it's good to tell your story to others, because the worst thing you could think is, hey man, it's just me. I fucked up. I'm all alone. I ain't got nobody support me because my mama sided with the enemy. My brother simped out and sided with the enemy. My father simped out on me and everything else. No, you're not alone, brother. You know what I'm saying? And to all the sisters that support, I appreciate you to the fullest. Shout out to Green Gorilla once again for speaking that knowledge, that PhD knowledge, and also his story. This shit, you can't make this shit up. Everybody had a situation of something for them to be who they are today. You know what I mean? For those who ain't never been through it, this video, this content is for you, so you never go through it. You know what I mean? Those who've been there, done that, this is content for you. Continue to keep your veins cold and never do it again, and live your life to the fullest. For those that's going through it and struggling, you know what I'm saying, mentally, you know what I'm saying? This is the reason for you to guide to a better space and then go to a higher level. But when it's all said and done, we as men, we all have to change the laws of the mind. Sonny said, I ain't seen my son in 3 years. Keep them veins cold. We definitely got to do it. Went to court. He said he went to court 9 times, went to 8 months. So that means he paid that bread. And if you had a lawyer, you paid more bread. This shit is real out here, man. I just don't want to see y'all go through the same shit that a lot of us went through and a lot of us still going through. You know what I mean? I just keep my veins cold, watch my hands move on, pay my child support. Motherfucker try to set me up for failure. Ain't no such thing as failure. It never was a Palmer named Failure Palmer, not in my family. So I'm good. And I'm going to keep doing me. And I'm still going to continue to speak my Second Amendment rights. Fuck child support and fuck you if you got a problem with it. Just like motherfuckers steady commenting, but they say they don't watch my page and all this fuck shit. Bitch niggas. Talking about they see me in the store and all that shit, but they ain't going to do shit. Ain't confronted me yet, but they say they saw me in the store, but they ain't confronted me yet. But yet they say I won't say shit to them. So that's why I say these whole ass niggas, I ain't worried about it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in the streets. If you see me in the store, bitch, then say something to me. That's all. That's all you got to do. Nah, I ain't no gangster. I'm just Mr. Palmer. But like I said, talking in the comment section don't mean a motherfucking thing. That's all to me. That's entertainment to me. So like I said, it is what it is. You don't like the truth. You can't handle the truth. My suggestion to you, either stop watching the page, block and move on, or get your shit in order. Because it seems like you got some a motherfucking problem that you can't get fixed, and I ain't the one to fix it. So to everybody else that fuck with the page, continue to like, subscribe, and definitely spread this awareness. And if y'all got Twitter, please subscribe me on my Twitter. I'm trying to push that motherfucker up like I did the Instagram. You know what I'm saying? FCK Child Support. And prayers to the brothers who still going to court trying to get custody, and prayers to the brothers that's trying to get their mind out the negativity dealing with a manipulated ass child. And to y'all mothers or stepmothers that's going through the same. I appreciate y'all as always. I love y'all. Let's continue to spread this awareness and cook and put out this work. I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Fuck child support. Peace.
Baby mama terrorist. BMT.
It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
Riding around, try to play the Romans, innocent with an evil soul. In public, wearing fake halos, behind closed doors, she rock them horns. I moved on, she wanna teach me a lesson. Can't see my kids, man, I'm stressing. Couldn't see my son to give me his present. She got married to teach me a lesson. Telling people she did nothing wrong, knowing that well since I moved on. Thought that money would keep me home. Hell no, bitch, I'm gone. I don't know what you lost your mind. Try to say my name, but I know your kind. Saying I'm a deadbeat, bitch, you lying. Fighting in court, man, I'm trying to be a father to my kids. She focus on the wrong shit, worried about another being instead of us co-parenting. Put my kids in grown folks' business, telling them lies, bitch, you wicked. Split personality, oh yeah, you twisted. Never thought I'd go through this.
It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
You can't handle the truth.
Truth is what it is.